Oh, no, the hell they didn't. I know they ain't out here trying to tell us that Bad Bunny done outviewed Michael Jackson. Hell no. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all looking at these numbers that came out real damn fast, real damn sideways? Hell no. And then they turn around and hit you with this. Double hell no. Ain't it funny how no matter what these people do, they always got to bring up Black Americans. But guess what, family? It is still foundational Black American History Month, and we laying out them haymakers. Certified. Let's go to work. Tupac, let them know.
I don't care what y'all think. If you whatever the fuck you think you are. And until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? We out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit.
All damn day, every which way, wave around like a helicopter. FBA, y'all know what time it is. Certified salute to not them, not those, not they. Certified salute to us. Yeah. Check this out, fam. We about to go to work live all the way, but I need to know where y'all at right now because we got some real heavy, serious G-checking to commence, fam. So I need to know, is the 216 in the house? Yep. I see the 704 in the house. Yep. Detroit in the house. Augusta's in the house. Yes, indeed. Let it be known. The 313 Detroit, the 312 Chicago. Boston's in the building, in the place. Columbia, South Carolina. Chicago 2 times. Miami, Florida's in the building. KC Mo's in the building. Mississippi's all up in here. Philly's in here. Knoxville's in here. Philadelphia again. New Jersey again. Florida, Louisiana, North Carolina, Boston, double up, bring it back. You already know the boogie down's in the place. All of Florida's in the building. Dallas is in here. Shout out to the 213. Yes, indeed, the 574, the 707. Pennsylvania, the 525. Yes, indeed, the 215. 414, Houston in the building, 612. You know how we do. Certified. Let's go to work, y'all. Yes, indeed. Family, my good brothers and sisters, it's that time, fam. Every time we turn around, these people got something to say about FBA. Every time we turn around, these people running their mouth about us. But guess what, family? All of them days is over, and now we about to go to work, extra speed on them. Fam, you see these people running around here now, and this whole Bad Bunny situation somehow done turned into Latinos mad at Black Americans. Y'all notice that? How many of y'all been seeing that, family? You know damn well it's the same exact thing that happened last week. You can see the Super Bowl performance, and you can see the Grammys. You can see Bad Bussy, and you can see Shy Bussy. Both of them and everybody around them is pushing anti-Black Americanism, and both of them are simply telling foundational Black Americans that they built this country, and it's all about them. And they waving their flags in the process, family. But let me tell you what nobody's talking about. They're not talking about how certified foundational Black American, the real indigenous aboriginal people of the United States of America, the copper-colored ones. Nobody's mentioning how we don't give a fuck. And on this broadcast, family, we're going to further extend that not giving a fuck. And we're going to let them all know, man, certified all the time, and we see what they're doing. Y'all look at this right here, and it shows you every single time Black Americans are standing on business, these people make everything about us. Apparently now, Black Americans are the bad ones and the W's are the good ones. Y'all watch, observe, let's go to work.
I am very disappointed in the Black community today. I'm not going to lie. And I'm more disappointed in the Black community today than I am with the whites, because at least the whites are predictable. You know what I'm saying? Like they're behaving the way that they're supposed to behave. Typical, you know, racist, hateful for no reason. That's them. But just because Bad Bunny performed the Super Bowl halftime show today, that wasn't your cue, Black people, to jump in the comments and start writing hateful and racist things against a man that is, and artist who is probably the highest selling artist at this point, and he is an American citizen. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of comments, and y'all love to use these new racial slurs, Mita and Maria, like that. I don't know how that's racist. I don't know how that's supposed to be offensive to us, but I mean, it's really not. But all the Mitas and Marias, I know they fine as.
Who the hell says that? Family, who the hell said? Have y'all heard anybody run around here say any of this? How in the hell is Bad Bunny in a halftime performance now about black people? Did you see Turning Point USA? Did you see Kid Rock? Did you see all the W's? Oh, you skipped them because you want to be them. Family, I want everybody who's listening right now to smash that like button, share this video, because we about to go all the way in and show the world how every time you turn around, it's always got to be black folks. Because deep down inside, they want to be white folks. And we going to call out the black and brown coalition. We going to call out the leeches of color. We going to call out the minorities. And we going to call out the scam African Americans. Because there's only one foundational black American. This man is just making up slurs that we ain't not only not said, we ain't heard them. You got to know the slur to say it. These people want smoke with us, so we going to bring it.
And he is an American citizen. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of comments, and y'all love to use these new racial slurs, Mita and Maria, like that. I don't know how that's racist. I don't know how that's supposed to be offensive to us, but I mean, it's really not. But all the Mitas and Marias, I know they fine as fuck. But yeah, talking about, oh, this ain't no third world country. That speak English, get them out of here, bro. Blacks, since when is that your game? That's a white man's game. That's not your game. You know, this is why I know for a fact that white people infiltrated Black Lives Matter back in 2020 and turned y'all into some stupid new age woke. You know, I don't know what to call y'all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because
say what you was gonna say. Fam, was he about to say the N-word? Was he about to say the N-word, brothers and sisters? I'll replay it. I'll run it back. We'll double it up in here. Smash the like button, family. We cooking. Was he about to say the N-word, brothers and sisters? This done turn y'all into some no good, collard green, buckwheat, cornbread eating. Nah, I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to get caught. Because I'm trying to project my racism on the black folks. And I can't do that by calling them the N-word. Y'all seen that? Fam, this is what these people are out here. This is the black and browns coalition that they want you to be a part of. Say what it really is. You was about to say the N-word. That's what you was about to say. Because you say it when the cameras ain't rolling.
Lives Matter back in 2020 and turned y'all into some stupid new age woke. You know, I don't know what to call y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I come from the bottom of the bottom. I come from the project, Section 8, from the dirt, bro, with my black brothers. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with nothing but blacks and Hispanics. And at the end of the day, we all piece of the pie. Y'all gotta stop this fake war that y'all got against us. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, your problem is not with all Hispanics. Your problem is with the J-Lo Hispanics, the ones that...
Our problem was with people like you who were about to say the N-word until you got caught. Family, look how now he's saying, don't worry about me. He's snitching on J-Lo. The J-Lo did it. It was really J-Lo. There'd be no problems if it wasn't for J-Lo. Family, he love him some J-Lo. Because they feel the same way about you. Don't get it tangled, twisted, or messed up, my good brothers and sisters. This is the anti-black racism that comes from these people. Trust me when I tell you. Listen carefully. Watch it. Observe. Listen to now how he's trying to say it's a section of his community. And he was just about to call you the N-word. What's the other damn section of the community?
Back in 2020 and turned y'all into some stupid new age woke, you know, I don't know what to call y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I come from the bottom of the bottom. I come from the project, Section 8, from the dirt, bro, with my black brothers. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with nothing but blacks and Hispanics. And at the end of the day, we all piece of the pie. Y'all gotta stop this fake war that y'all got against us. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, your problem is not with all Hispanics. Your problem is with the J-Lo Hispanics, the ones that want to be Hispanic when it benefits them, but they're white 90% of the time, and they move to like white neighborhoods like Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and they think that they're better than us. Listen, at the end of the
no, you listen, family. I want y'all to notice. He said we got to stop our problem against them, aka black people, black people, black people. We the problem. I want y'all to see we the villain in all this. Remember, y'all, don't get it twisted. He just told us that we the damn villain. You see this? And then he tells us that J-Lo don't like us. Then he says those people don't like us. So are they the villain too? But you don't call them that though, do you? Oh, we going in tonight. Hell to the no. Turn up.
All women's hair is better, but y'all got the bigger dick. What we don't have, you have. What y'all don't have, we have.
What?
But we all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. And y'all really.
What? What the hell that got to do with us? Fam, did he just bring up black men's private parts? What the hell that got to do with anything? Fam, didn't we say a long time ago that you know how to find an anti-black racist because they always seem to bring up what black men got between our legs? Freeze. Hold up. Wait a minute. We'll get right on back to Fat Joe's cousin in a minute. What the hell was that? What the hell, fam? Fam, do these people have black soul pole on their brain 24/7, 365? We sitting here talking about the weather. He talking about black man soul pole. We sitting here talking about the game. He talking about black man soul pole. We sitting here talking about what went on in the news today. He talking about black man soul pole. That wasn't on my bucket list. I don't know where the hell that came from unless you're thinking about it all day. Unless that's on your brain, what the hell that come up for? You see what we talking about? So in the midst of all of this, his anti-black racism is just spewing out, family. He went from Bad Bunny to black man soul pole. What the hell is going on in America?
Better, but y'all got the bigger dick. What we don't have, you have. What y'all don't have, we have. But we all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. And y'all really shouldn't be hating because Kendrick Lamar and Usher, Beyonce, Death Row, all these black superstars, multi-platinum billionaires, Rihanna, have played the Super Bowl halftime show. And when the fuck did you ever see a Puerto Rican jump on the comments talking about that black?
Rihanna's not a black American. Rihanna is Caribbean like you are. Rihanna's not us. Fam, did he just use Rihanna? Did he just say that, well, y'all got Rihanna now. We can't leave out Rihanna. Rihanna's not us. Rihanna feel the same way about us as you do. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. Rihanna ain't no damn rider for black Americans like that. We don't run around here and say Rihanna's one. Fam, this is what we talking about. This is who they want black Americans to be downs with. Notice it ain't even about Bad Bunny no more. Now it's somehow about black men, soul pole, this man's obsession, and somehow Rihanna done showed up. He all over the damn place. And look at him. He's Belgrande bucking. Look at his eyes, y'all. Look at his eyes. Somebody done showed him a picture of some soul pole because that looked like about the only thing that's going to get this man's eyes to pop out. He Belgrande burrito bucking with his eyes on the floor. I don't trust nobody who's talking about soul pole from another man and somehow he's got his eyes all the way out on the damn table. Nah, bruh. We see through you.
Shouldn't be, performing at the Super Bowl. Y'all really need to stop with the hateful shit. Understand that the culture has been infiltrated. Seriously. And it's designed to keep us fighting against each other. Stop that. On some real, like, my stepfather's black. My little brother, my stepbrother, who I don't call my stepbrother. I call him my brother because I love that. He's black. I have black people in my life, bro, that I love.
Here we go, y'all. Family, this man takes the trophy for the biggest black and brown no-elition op. Fam, he done went down every single thing that we've heard. It's the same recycled tactic. He done brought up black man private parts. J-Lo done made a special appearance. Rihanna's name got drug into this. And now he got him a black stepdaddy and his brother's black. So no way at all could he be an anti-black American. Oh, and then he also say he's from the hood too. Because all black folks is from the hood. And if you wants to be down with Blackie, then you got to be from the projects. Because all black people is from the projects. Listen to this. This is what anti-black American racism sounds like. It comes to you packaged very well. And in his case, it comes to you packaged as a fajita. But it's still anti-black racism.
Shouldn't be, performing at the Super Bowl. Y'all really need to stop with the hateful shit. Understand that the culture has been infiltrated. Seriously. And it's designed to keep us fighting against each other. Stop that. On some real, like, my stepfather's black. My little brother, my stepbrother, who I don't call my stepbrother. I call him my brother because I love that. He's black. I have black people in my life, bro, that I love, that I'm friends with, that I work with, that I deal with on a regular day. And I know that's a typical racist thing to say, like, oh, I have black friends. No, I'm really the culture. I'm really the culture. And I'm trying to speak out because I hate the fact that we're fighting each other. I hate the fact that sometimes I walk down 125th and I'm getting evil-eyed. You can believe what you want, But we're just, me, you, black, Hispanic, we're just to them. Stop the foolishness.
I ain't just no N-word. I ain't just no N-word. Fam, did he throw a little N-word at the end? We all did N-word now. Boy, you add it all up, we did N-words. There you go. There you go. There you go. Shout out, fam. Hey, we doing it on Harriet Tubman style today. Yeah, so you know we got that energy, fam. We going live. Yes, indeed. Y'all heard that? Family, did he mention Bad Bunny once? Fam, is this even about Bad Bunny anymore? Or is this straight up Black American hatred? Is this what it's really about? I want everybody to think about this, right? Mexicans use ICE as a prop to be anti-Black towards Black Americans, right? Jamaicans use the damn hurricane, right? All the Africans, they were using Donald Trump going over there to free and liberate Nigerian Christians as a means. Africans use it all. This man is using Bad Bunny as a cop-out to come towards foundational Black Americans with his anti-Black American hatred. It's always something other than us, so they can hate on us. How do you know, family? This was premeditated hatred towards Black Americans. How do you know it was premeditated, brothers and sisters? Is because he's saying the same exact thing that we hear every day. Do these people not know that we know exactly what they're gonna say? I could have told y'all ahead of time. You would have said he from the hood. There would have been a J-Lo reference. There would have been I got a Black family member. There would have been a soul pole reference, because they're like strangely obsessed with that little fetish they got. If I would have told you ahead of time, you would have knew that's what he was gonna say. And he did the same thing. The Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime performance has turned into a full-blown attack on Black Americans by Latinos. They're not mentioning nothing about Kid Rock. They're not mentioning nothing about Turning Point USA. They're not talking about Erica Kirk. They're not talking about Charlie Kirk. They're not talking about anything white. Only time they bring up white people is when they're using white people as a weapon against Black people. The white man got y'all talking like that. The white man got y'all saying that. But wait a minute. In Puerto Rico, they literally had laws that whiten up the population. Whiteness dominates over there. You got a caste system. Family, what y'all notice? They have a caste system based on color, and they're lecturing us about W's. You see what I'm talking about? Family, you can sit here for days and you can point out all the game. And then next thing you know, it turned into what? It turned into, man, Michael Jackson ain't half as good. Now they throwing darts at Michael Jackson. Then they start throwing darts at Kendrick. Fam, now they run around saying, I'm sorry, Kendrick. He wasn't good like that now. Kendrick, you ain't do a damn thing. Watch, I'm going to show you. Look at this right here, fam. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, goddess and gods. Watch this guy. Bad Bunny halftime show, K-I-double-L-I-N Kendrick? What Kendrick got to do with this? You're using this as an opportunity to attack any Black person in the vicinity, ain't you? Watch this.
Bad Bunny got Kendrick beat by about 100 miles. I don't care what nobody say.
Y'all see that? He representing for all the Caribbean nations, baby. Look at that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Bad Bunny got Kendrick beat by about 100 miles. I don't care what nobody say.
Y'all see that? He representing for all the Caribbean nations, baby. Look.
Baby. You see what I'm talking about? Look at that, fam. Where Kendrick come up? How the hell you bring Kendrick into this? Kendrick was out there just the other day at the Grammy Awards. Okay? What the hell does Kendrick got to do with this? Kendrick is living his life, fam. All of us, fam. They will bring up every last Black American they can, because this is what this has turned into. The Grammy Awards and the Super Bowl were pro-immigration rallies. Okay, that's what this was all about. And when you see a pro-immigration rally, what you're seeing is anti-Black American hatred tied into it. This is why we don't separate the two. Fam, now is the best time ever to delineate. If you was on the fence and you was straddling the fence and you ain't know yet, you better know now. And if you don't know now, then get the hell from around us, fam. We're going to have to delineate more than ever, regulate more than ever, stand on business more than ever, because they are getting all of their ducks in a row and all their little tethers and ops to come towards foundational Black Americans. This is what it's about, y'all. It's time we get real. And on this broadcast, we're going to break it down. Black Americans do not belong to any of these no such thing organizations. None. Family, has anybody ever sent you anything to your house and asked for your permission to sign up for the Black and Brown Coalition? Have you guys ever received any of that? If you're around your parents, ask your parents, did they ever? Do we got some 60s babies, some 70s babies, some 80s babies? I want to know something. Has any of y'all ever got a piece of paper and signed a document that said that you have full participation in the Black and Brown Coalition? Where is it at? Family, everything about us is invisible. There's the invisible riders, invisible organizations, invisible groups. We don't belong to anything. I can't point to them. Fam, where is the headquarters for the Black and Brown Coalition? If it's a coalition, I would think they would have a headquarters. Where's the nation of people of color? Do they have schools? Do they have their own economy, education? Where did we sign up to be a part of this? Family, they're always trying to put us in some type of no such thing group, organization, political party, and expect us to just be cool. And if you notice, fam, now that Black Americans have delineated away from these no such thing organizations, now they want to paint us as xenophobic. That's their backdoor way of saying you're going to be a part of this group, whether you like it or not, Blackie. This is dictatorship. And now we're getting dictated to by a bunch of immigrants who came here last night. They're thinking they're going to tell us what the W tells us. But it's hell no to him. It's hell no to you. It's F you to him. And it's a special F you to you. And we're going to put that bold and proud, family. You know they send out all their little ops and all their little angles and all these little smuts. And family, they out here crazy. And now they saying Caribbean history is American history. Because guess what they saying now, family? Now they saying Caribbeans built America. If you don't believe me, watch. Look at this, family. This man says that Caribbeans built the United States of America, all on the backs of Bad Bunny. Watch.
History Month. But I'm growing tired of hearing African Americans try to diminish what our ancestors in the Caribbean contributed to this country. Because for some reason, African Americans believe that Caribbean people, West Indian people, did not contribute, nor were they enslaved in America, just like they were. And what I'm going to do is show you that we contributed the same, if not more, to the U.S. economy.
What?
Not only that, I am going to prove to you that our people were here just like your people were also.
What? Did he just say that Caribbeans contributed to the American economy more than we did? No, he didn't go there, family. Listen to these people and then tell me who's the most anti-Black individuals on the earth. Listen to this.
The same struggles you had to go through, my people went through it. As a matter of fact, it is recorded that our people in the Caribbean had more brutal treatment than the slaves in the U.S. Our mortality rate was even way higher than y'all's. Let's start with the transatlantic slave trade. Our people came from Africa to the Caribbean and then to America. That simply meant that our people in the Caribbean were also mixed up with the people that came from Africa that eventually made their way to the U.S.
And that ain't got nothing to do with Black America. Fam, we're not talking about the Americas as a continent. We're talking about the United States of America. This is why we don't use the term American descendants of slavery. We saw these people coming. Now they're going to start saying, well, technically, I'm from the Americas. Technically, I was a slave. And I also want y'all to notice, he said everything that we went through, they went through. But then he also said there's a bunch of stuff that they went through that we did not go through. How we translate that is everything that I got is mine and everything that you got is also mine. This is dictatorship right here. We shutting it down. Sharing this broadcast, family. We regulating.
Yes. Before the 1670s, most enslaved people in Maryland and Virginia were brought from the West Indies, the Caribbean. Even a small island like Antigua, where my people are from, we trace our roots back since the 1700s, coming to Charleston, South Carolina. Over 12.5 million Africans were shipped to the Americas, but only 3 to 4% of them made it to the USA. Most of those...
There you go. There you go. Because we was here for thousands of years, and the majority of us were Aboriginal. Fam, they don't want us to be Aboriginal. Now they don't want us to be slaves on Wednesday. On Thursday, they do want us to be slaves, so the Caribbean can say he's a part of it. He ain't making no sense. Tether babble, mop babble, op babble, and you see the same exact thing, family. They're just regurgitating it all. This is the setup so they can come in and say, we are you are us, and everything you got belongs to us. Watch it carefully.
Those people came through the Caribbean first. It's recorded that even before the 1700s, majority of the slaves that got here was from the Caribbean, most of them coming from Barbados. You know, the same island Rihanna is from.
Oh, God.
So now that I've established that our people...
There goes the second Rihanna reference. What's up with these people in Rihanna? Rihanna is not a Black American, fam. We done had two people from the Caribbean throw Rihanna in our face. Rihanna ain't us. We ain't Rihanna. What that got to do with us? What does Rihanna got to do with black Americans? You know, the dang paper that Rihanna came from, because we can't lie about Rihanna now. Family, Rihanna's not a black American at all. She's one of your people. What is this man talking about other than tether babble?
People were here along with y'all's. Let's talk about the money part. What did we contribute economically to the Caribbean? Now, a lot of you like to speak on cotton, right? Because that's what your ancestors picked a lot of. But do you understand before cotton, there was sugar cane?
Oh,
Since we're on the topic of sugar cane, let's talk about my island again. Through the sugar cane trade, my island helped build one of your most prestigious universities, Harvard University. And this was possible through sugarcane trade, because a lot of the time what people miss is a lot of the people who owned slaves in the U.S. also had family who owned slaves in the Caribbean. So it was like one big plantation just on the different umbrellas or different.
Stop. There you go, family. One big plantation. One big plantation. You want to know why he wants to say one big plantation? So it can be one big reparations check. There you go. Fam, this is easy work. Easy. Early. They know what it is. The man is trying to make it look like all the plantations was really just one big family. So technically all the slaves was one big family. So when they cut y'all the check, it has to be to your diaspora, one big family. Are they trying to one big family us? Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, goddess and gods, those who are certified foundational black Americans family. It's us against the world, y'all. It's us against the world. We already out here regulating supremacy. So now all the minions of supremacy want to come at us, fam. We can go all the way down the list, fam. They blaming hurricanes on us. They talking about a Super Bowl halftime performance where W's is calling them dirt in the streets. Listen to what them W's is talking about. He ain't mentioned them. The last guy ain't mentioned them. The people I'm going to show you in a few minutes won't mention them. Nobody's mentioning any of these other people. They only want to focus on us. Why? Because we are their come up. They see their come up being cut off. We done snatched that plug out the wall. So what they going to do? They ain't got no choice, family. Understand right now, my brothers and sisters, this is why we delineate. You got to delineate. Now they're out here talking about building America. The man talking about building America, bringing up sugarcane. Family, the reason why they're starting to mention so much slavery in Latin America, Caribbean America, Mesoamerica, is because they want to say, well, y'all know y'all were funded off of our money. So they're trying to open the door to now they can come over here and get reparations from the United States, which would directly impact and undercut our reparations claim. Be cautious of the people saying, I'm technically from America, and a lot of the sugar cane from the Caribbean that helped y'all gain economics. So if y'all get it for cotton, we need to get it for sugar cane. Now they're trying to make it to where they can have a claim against our government. I want everybody to focus on that. And that's the way these individuals are doing. And family, that man is using Bad Bunny to get in on our reparations. Fam, he ain't the only one. We don't hide, we don't run. We in here, we on one. You know, a party ain't a party if we don't come. Look at this right here, fam. This dude right here. He tells black Americans, we need to be nice. Black people, do better.
Disappointed in black people's response to the Super Bowl. And I'm so disappointed at how black people are responding, given that we needed moments like those. We understand what needing a moment and having a moment feels like. So when another minority community has a moment, why are we not celebrating that? Why would we not celebrate another minority community having a moment? It just feels hella selfish. A lot of you guys' perspective on the world is this small. You don't realize it's 20,000 different perspectives around you. The Super Bowl is not just for black people. We had Usher. We got Rihanna. We got Kendrick Lamar last year.
And there goes Rihanna for the third time. Fam, I swear. Fam, hold up. I need y'all faces. Hold up. Bring it back. Black Alpha. Let's talk. I promise I never seen this, fam. I just loaded these up, family, and I already seen it. Is that the third Rihanna reference? 3 Rihanna references, fam. Them people don't even know each other. They're all from different backgrounds, from different areas. And they're all trying to use Rihanna on black Americans. Rihanna ain't even a black American, fam. Where we gonna go with this? Where we gonna go? Rihanna's one of they people. And they out here talking about some Rihanna did it. Fam, is this the Rihanna is responsible? So black Americans, you need to let us steal from you. You need to let us thieve from you. You need to let us take from you because of Rihanna. Rihanna and J-Lo done popped up. They ain't even mentioned Kid Rock. I'm still waiting on Kid Rock. Where's Kid Rock at, fam? I'm still waiting on them to bring up Kid Rock. Kid Rock is on the news. Dogging y'all. You need to worry about him. He the one out there with all his little mayos talking reckless about you. But you talking about Rihanna and black Americans when that does not compute. No comprende. Maybe you understand that better. This is what we talking about, family. These are the people. The whole Bad Bunny situation has officially turned into a full-blown assault on black American culture.
And when Kendrick Lamar was doing all that symbolic stuff about America, you know what white people were saying? Oh, I don't understand that. That was just, and we was defending that because he was putting on. So, if anything, black people should understand what it's like to have a moment. And for y'all to get up here and diss Bad Bunny and diss the whole Super Bowl because you don't know Spanish is fake to me. I feel like minority to minority, struggle to struggle. Hispanics and black people are very similar in a lot of ways. Not saying we're the same, not saying we went through the same things, but we're very similar. And it's just like, y'all, like we creating this whole divide, like, oh, I don't understand that. That's like, we're acting like white people. We're acting like the white people when black people get up on stage and do something and white people respond that way. We're responding the same way when Bad Bunny did this thing.
Fam, did y'all notice he started off saying y'all, and then he tried to flip and he said we? How many of y'all caught that? How many of y'all caught that he was about to say y'all? Then he said we. I don't think this is a black American, y'all. I do not believe this is a black American. Watch this right here, fam. Watch how he flip-flops.
Struggle to struggle. Hispanics and black people are very similar in a lot of ways. Not saying we're the same, not saying we went through the same things, but we're very similar. And it's just like, y'all, like we creating this whole divide.
Which one is it? Is it y'all or we? Y'all is used when you're speaking outwardly. We is when you're talking in the circle amongst us. We as foundational black Americans, y'all hold me down. He right here says y'all as in a different lineage, a different heritage, a different race. And then he tries to backtrack and say we.
Like, oh, I don't understand that. That's like we're acting like white people. We're acting like the white people when black people get up on stage and do something and white people respond that way. We're responding the same way when Bad Bunny did this thing. We're responding the same way the white people respond to us. Like black people are really claiming Super Bowl like this isn't American football. Nigga, this ain't for you. You really the Super Bowl ain't for us. And you really, y'all have adopted this mindset like the Super Bowl is for
there goes y'all again.
Black people. It's not. Do you know the people that own the Super Bowl, the NFL? None of them are black. They do this for money. They don't care about you. So for you to claim American football, claim this is not the football I know. It's not, because it's not for you, gang.
Family, I want you to know what he really just meant by that. When he just sat there and did, when y'all claim American football, what he's really saying is when y'all claim to be American. That's what this is really about. This is their American jealousy. This is the I wish I was an American like the black American jealousy. This is the I wish I built America like the foundational black American jealousy. Everything is about them being jealous of you because you are an American. This is what he's doing. They're using football to attack our citizenship. Family, I want you to understand where the anti-black American hatred is spewing from directly. And I want y'all to notice that all of these different events have all been to attack black Americans. The Grammy Awards. You just had Shabusi out there, and he went out of his way to say that black Americans, we did not build America, immigrants did. Fast forward a week later, and now you got all the Latinos attacking black folks. The Super Bowl performance by Bad Bunny has turned into a full all-out assault on black Americans. Look, all throughout social media, all they're doing is dogging us. And can I say this, family? We ain't did nothing. The average black American said, we ain't watch it. Simple as that. We didn't watch it. We ain't have nothing to say. Ain't no black folks out there talking about it was trash. We didn't care. We don't listen to Bad Bunny. Why would I listen to music that I cannot understand? If I don't understand the music, then why the hell am I listening to it? Fam, would you listen to somebody who's speaking German? I don't listen to German music because I do not speak German. So therefore, I can't vibe with it. We're energetic people. Black Americans, we are. Black Americans are all about frequency. Black Americans are all about vibration. So if I'm listening to something and I can't understand the words, I don't know what the hell he's saying. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have been deciphering what Bad Bunny sings about, and it ain't nothing that Black Americans condone. You don't just listen to something. You got people out there saying, y'all just xenophobic because you don't like it. So you're telling us that we're xenophobic because we don't listen to music that doesn't even have the language in which we speak? But yet, if you ran around here and started jamming off of that music, then you come to find out he's saying a bunch of stuff. We spiritual people. Music is frequency, right? Music has energy in it. They did studies at all of these high-priced colleges that find out when you play music for people, it'll affect their mood. Don't you go around there, black folks, just listening to something. Don't you do, fam? Hell no. Don't you go out there and let that vibration and that spirit get to you. When you listen to this man and you say, oh, man, that's tight, man. He talking social stuff, man. Ooh, that's Spanish. I don't know what he's saying. Then you come to find out he talking about touching people that don't need to be touched. He talking about grinding on people he ain't supposed to be grinding on. He could be talking about all types of bad, degenerate behavior, and you was just vibing to it. So basically, they're trying to tell Black Americans we're indicted for not listening to a music that we don't know. Fam, I don't listen to Russian music either. I don't hear them complaining. I'm not talking about German music, fam, because I don't know what they're saying. I don't hear them complaining. The only people who are complaining about Black Americans not listening to Bad Bunny are the people who are already previously anti-Black American themselves. And apparently it's people who also want our position. And apparently it's people who want to erase us. And apparently it's people who want our reparations money. There you go. So you see it, I see it, we all see it. Fam, we're not done though. Check this out, family. We in here cooking. Certified salute to the fam. Let me tell you something. We're going to stand on Black American business today, y'all. They want to come and attack us. We're being attacked by everybody, but good. We used to it, family. We ain't changing nothing, baby. We in here heavy. I got my family with me. I ain't scared of nothing. Watch this right here. When I tell everybody this is the energy that these people have, you're going to really understand it when you start to see these people talk. And they create these fake narratives that mean nothing. Narratives that make no sense. And then they get people out there to yell at us. They send out the overseers. That's what it's really about. This has been nothing but an assault on our culture. Watch this, family. This woman, she yells at us and she says, we need to get our act together and be more like the Latinos because the Latinos love us and we just bad human beings. Watch this.
Feedback from Bad Bunny's performance last night, especially from African Americans, because if don't nobody else understand, we should understand. It wasn't too long ago that we didn't get to shine. It wasn't too long ago that we wasn't being able to be on the platform. It wasn't too long ago that we were being overlooked. So when it comes time for them to finally let somebody else from another minority come in and take up the space, we should be there, arms clapping, full support. I didn't understand nothing that was going on, but I was because you want to know why? Because they deserve that. Because they.
There you go. There, fam. She don't know none of the words, but she was listening. And she mad at us because we don't want to do some clown stuff like that. Fam, we're getting attacked for not listening to something we don't understand. And we didn't even go out there and bash it. We just simply said we're not listening. Black Americans ain't out there saying how terrible it is. Black Americans ain't out there saying how wrong it was. We're simply stating we don't listen to things we don't comprehend. Easy. But that's why she got all them bad spirits. Look at her face, family. Look at all them bad vibes she got. Look how she's sitting there trying to yell at us and cuss us out. Because you out there listening to things that you don't know what they say. I bet you make a bunch of other ignorant decisions too. Watch how you invite people into your home, family. It's about to be the springtime. We spring cleaning. Watch and protect your energy, brothers and sisters. Watch and protect your energy. Don't be out here vibing to something because a minority did it. Because that minority may have all types of spirits on you. They may be casting spells you ain't never heard of. Watch your back, brothers and sisters. We in here thick.
They make up a percentage in this United States of America as well. And he is from a U.S. territory. And he is the #1 international artist in the world, which means that he surpassed your favorite artist by hoops and bounds, which means that it's not just the people that speak his language that's jamming to him. It's other people as well. And if y'all can't sit back for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and just accept the fact that somebody else was given a platform that didn't look like what we've been used to for years and years before, it's ridiculous. Sometimes we put in a situation to where how we express ourselves is looked down upon. The type of music that we listen to and that we love is looked down upon. When Kendrick Lamar did his performance, they were saying they didn't understand what he had going on. So the same way that they didn't understand, but he deserved it, is the same way that we may not understand the language that Bad Bunny was singing in his song.
No. Kendrick was speaking English. Kendrick was speaking English. This man's not speaking English. There's a big difference, family. There's a big difference. Shout out to my sister Natural Torah. I see you, beloved. This is a hell of a difference. You're talking about a man who's rapping, who is performing, versus somebody who's speaking another language. Get your mind right, homegirl.
But nevertheless, he deserved the platform. You know how many people had never seen somebody that looked like them on the stage before? We're not the only ones that been through that. We're not the only ones that have never been in a position to where we could sit down at a Super Bowl and be able to fully understand everything that was happening. So just because somebody else is getting their turn or getting their seat at the table does not mean that this is the time to crack jokes and do this and that. The climate that we in is not, we don't have time for the jokes. We don't have time for the idiocracy. We don't have time to be ignorant to what it is that's going on. He deserved that just like Kendrick deserved that. His people deserved that just like we deserved that when they started deciding to let it be Kendrick, when they decided to let it start being
Stop. Pop the burrito pole out your mouth. Okay, so I say the burrito pinky. Pop it out your mouth. She doing a little too much piping for me. Fam, she doing a hell of a lot of piping. And y'all notice the slave sheriffs? You ever notice the overseer of the plantation? They always send out a bunch of black folks to yell at y'all. You ever notice that? Because we need to do this. All she was doing was this. That's all she was doing, family. That's all she was doing. Do you have that same energy for all the anti-black hatred that goes on in Puerto Rico? Remember, Puerto Ricans are anti-black to darker Puerto Ricans. How many of y'all have ever been to Puerto Rico? If anybody's ever been to Puerto Rico, people who go to Puerto Rico, the first thing they notice is that a hell of a lot of them are black and ain't none of them on TV. Ain't none of them got good jobs. Ain't none of them eating. We're not going to sit here and keep denying the anti-black racism that goes on in Latin America. The Democrats and the liberals want you to ignore how these people hate us. They want you to ignore their vitriol. They want you to ignore their spite, their average everyday hatred for black folks, anything that is black. How many times you ever watched the Spanish channel and never seen somebody who's got high melanin? And if you ever do, I guarantee you it'll be just like me. The only time I ever seen somebody who is quote unquote black, high melanin content, they were on TV. Yep, they were. Their asses was a criminal in jail on TV too. So the criminals will be played by the melanin folks. And all the greatness will be played by the light folks. They got a caste system out there. There's people in Puerto Rico right now that ain't gonna eat tonight because they too damn dark. They're practicing the same racism that the W was practicing here in America back in the 18 and 1700s. Don't talk to me about Puerto Rico. I done been all through Latin America, and I know for a fact, fam, I was down in Mexico on Cinco de Mayo when I was a young man. I was like 21. And a Puerto Rican drove by and started saying slurs to Mexicans, and the Mexicans wanted to fight him. Now they only get Latino when they come against us. Y'all notice that? You call a Cuban a Venezuelan, see how mad they get. You call a Venezuelan a Puerto Rican, see how mad they get. Call any of them a Mexican, none of them like to get called Mexican. You ever seen a Puerto Rican boxer versus a Mexican boxer? Do I got any boxing fans in the house tonight? Do I got any boxing fans in the house tonight? All my brothers and sisters who know about boxing, let a Mexican go against a Puerto Rican and watch how these people fight. This whole little Latin thing, they only team up when they can come at black Americans. They're never on the same page any other time, y'all. Any other time, these people can't stand each other. But out of nowhere, they find some type of unity whenever it's coming towards black Americans. This is what was going on at that family. I want everybody to see this. Look at all those flags in the back. The American flag is just there. The American flag ain't even there. Fam, we're getting assaulted by people who don't want us to wave the American flag. What's up with all this don't wave the American flag stuff? Ain't that funny, fam? Nobody wants us to wave the American flag. Nobody. They don't want us to wave the American flag, fam. It's like a bad thing. Look at this. Look at this, my brothers and sisters. Y'all see that? Look at that. Look at all the flags. This is in America. This is the United States of America. We done fought in every war. Let me ask y'all a question. I want you to look at all those flags that you see right there on your screen, my beautiful brothers and sisters, and then answer this, riddle me this, family. Would any of those people right there that are waving those flags in America, would they ever fight for America if we were ever in a war? Would they ever stand up? And I'm talking about by mass. I'm not talking about your 3 Puerto Rican friends, your 1 Venezuelan friend. Would those people ever stand up and pick up arms and defend this great country if there was ever any form of conflict outside? No, they wouldn't. How do you know they wouldn't? Because they're not loyal to their own homeland. They damn sure ain't going to be loyal to a homeland that they ran to. You feel me? And all of those people come here to be anti-us because they want our position. They're bringing their anti-black racism with them. Fam, you're not racist in Puerto Rico across the street to America and it just disappears. You're not racist in Mexico across the street to America and it disappears. The biggest secret in the United States of America is they do not want to address the anti-black racism in Latin America. And it is brutal. Because if you ever addressed it, family, then they can't hit you with the black and brown. They can't hit you with the people of color. They can't hit you with the minority. And they can't hit you with the black folks need to be nice. This is what it is, fam. From the ICE protests to the Grammys. From the Grammys to the Super Bowl performance. Every last one of those things has been weaponized against black Americans. They didn't give a damn about the hurricane that came to Jamaica. They said, let's talk about black folks. They didn't give a damn about ICE chasing them down the block. They said, let's talk about black folks. They didn't give a damn about the Super Bowl performance. They didn't give a damn about the Grammys. They turned this into how do we hate black Americans? That's what it's all about. And we're the only ones real enough to say it. We're going to keep saying it because we're going to put this into the lexicon of the whole damn country and let them know. Black Americans are ourselves and we ain't like nobody else. If you feel me, brothers and sisters. Let me show y'all this as well. Since we in here, we already got 3,000 people in the house tonight. We ain't even been on for an hour, but I want y'all to see something, brothers and sisters, that disturbed me. I'm going to show y'all something that disturbed me. And everything that I'm going to show you guys is everything that we've already been talking about. We've been talking about everything that I'm about to present to you. These people are running around here now making jokes about black people in ICE and black people getting arrested. How many of you guys seen that woman came out a couple weeks ago and she said, can we just go back to regular police brutality? You know what regular police brutality is? It's unaliving black Americans. And now they're openly saying, can we go back to that? Everybody wants to go back to the racism that only affected us. That's what it's really about. Ain't that the underlining, quiet, hush-hush thing nobody really wants to talk about? Salute yourself, my brothers and sisters, in the spirit of Harriet Tubman. Salute yourself, because we're the only ones keeping it real. We're the only ones keeping it true. We're the only ones out here keeping it certified 100. We are the ones who are telling everybody that these individuals are anti-black American, and they all wanted to go back to the time frame where we was the only ones getting sniped in the street. They want our babies unalive, not theirs. They want our mothers unalive, not theirs. If somebody's going to hit up a church, like in Carolina, oh, it's better be black folks to get hit. If somebody's going to pap a damn dollar store, like in Jacksonville, Florida, which I was there, they wanted to be black folks. Now everybody's upset because they're getting targeted, and that's not the system of supremacy that they were told about. Y'all look at this right here. This man right here is making a joke, this Asian man, and he's making a joke about why can't black folks be the ones who get unalived? And family, there's a hell of a lot of hatred inside of this joke. Watch this.
They're going after every minority. The problem with ICE is that they're going after every minority group except black people. I mean, you're trying to reduce crime.
Wow.
You're just giving them more room to breathe. But I understand. Can you imagine the shape you have to be in to deport black people?
Did y'all feel all that hate? That was not a joke. That was just hate, because there's nothing funny about wishing harm on another community. It's nothing funny to wish that harm comes to another community. The black Americans in the audience were not laughing, and this man clearly is not living up to his stereotype of being smart, because there's no such thing as an undocumented black American. Black Americans cannot be deported. And he want to talk about crime. Let's talk about the massage parlors, right? All that human trafficking, all that SMEX trafficking. Where do you think the terms came from? Me love you long time. Human trafficking, SMEX trafficking. Maybe ICE need to pay K-Town a visit. Maybe ICE need to pay Chinatown a visit, because I'm pretty sure they could save a lot of kidnapped women, a lot of women that's being trafficked from these industries. So it's funny how You know, nobody wish harm. The Black American community never wish harm on another community, but the hate is always out there towards Black Americans. No one's even thinking about Asians, right? And you have this joke. What about the ICE jokes? The people who's rounding people up, right? Then Trump said like 80% ICE agents was like Latino or something like that. What about the jokes towards the Latino community that's actually rounding y'all up, right? Man, the hate is real. There's no allies.
My only problem with ICE is that they're going after every minority group except Black people. I mean, you're trying.
Look at the brothers in the audience, family. Look at the brothers in the audience. The brothers are sitting there saying that ain't funny. That ain't nobody laughing at that. Look at the brother in the audience, y'all. Brothers ain't thinking that stuff is funny at all. Hell no. Because we know these people ain't playing. There is no joke in that, y'all. He meant every last word of that. Be honest with you, that's the watered down version of what he say when the doors is closed. Okay? Now we are in the point where we are exposing and we are not accepting any of these people of color and their racism. Remember, we ain't people of color. We Black. So now we're going to put people of color in their own box and we're going to start judging them that way. People of color are anti-Black. People of color do not like Black Americans. None at all. Not whatsoever, y'all. And you see the brothers are like, that ain't funny because we know it comes from a real place. Fam, how do you know it's coming from a real place? Because we know that they say this stuff about us to us. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. Everybody got a problem with FBA. You need to listen to FBA because last time I checked the record, FBA is 100 out of 100. We've been right about everything. This mass deportation you got, we called it out. This system of supremacy that y'all claim to hate so damn much, we've been calling it out for hundreds of years. But you ain't listen because you want to be a part of the system of supremacy. That's what this is really about. All of these people want to be a part of the system of supremacy. They want to be puppets. They want to be minions. They want to be do-boys for the system of supremacy. You got to understand, family, they cannot call out white people because then they won't be allowed to be a proxy white person. You can't be a mascot for white supremacy if you're calling out white supremacy. This is why they never talk about what goes on with white supremacy, and they always got to focus on us, family. Y'all remember when that W dude ran up in that little massage parlor? Let me address Jackie Chan right there. Jackie Chan with them whack-ass jokes. Let me tell you something, Jackie. Well, first off, Jackie Chan, your people is getting deported, so sayonara to you. And then on top of that, I remember a massage parlor with a hell of a lot of Jackie Chan's sisters got papped up by a W, and you didn't say nothing about it at all. As a matter of fact, y'all ran to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and tried to get a hate crime protection against us. Against us, you want to go get one against us. While the W harms y'all, have y'all all noticed this trend where people of color get attacked by white people and then they stand up and point and blame Black people for it? That's what is the condition of the United States of America. W's harm them, they blame us. Recycle, rinse, repeat, and then they do the same thing over and over. This is what it is when you're dealing with these individuals, fam. And that's what it was with the whole Bad Bunny situation. The whole Bad Bunny performance that was, be honest with you, again, Black folks were not paying attention to it. It was simply something that did not move us. Black Americans ain't out there. They're talking about Super Bowl and all that. Black folks don't care about none of that. And all this, we had our moment. Black folks ain't still out here fighting for a moment. Black folks have hundreds of thousands of years on this planet. You talking about one moment. You talking about a seat at the table. We own the house. We don't give a damn about your seat at the table. You hear the minority logic, y'all? They're upset that we're pushing back against all of that. And they're making all these tropes. And like I told you, it turned into anti-Black racism. Look at this right here. Y'all look at this woman. This woman, she says, y'all didn't listen to Bad Bunny, but I still listen to all your mumble rappers. Watch her throw a little dig at us, family. Watch, she's about to say, well, y'all can't speak English any damn way. Watch this, fam.
I keep hearing y'all didn't understand Bad Bunny because, you know, he was singing in Spanish. Bitch, half of the time, I don't understand these mumbling rappers either.
Wow.
You know, but guess what? I'm still vibing. Like, help me understand. What's the problem? ¿Cuál es el problema? I keep hearing y'all didn't understand Bad Bunny because, you know, he was singing in Spanish. Bitch, half of the time, I don't understand these mumbling rappers either. You know, but guess what? I'm still vibing. Like, help me understand.
We do understand is that you only listen to them damn black rappers so y'all can steal from them damn black rappers. Yeah, that's the only reason. That's why all of your music sound like it come from us. This is 50-50 hip-hop stuff. I'm not listening to the 50-50 hip-hop community because remember, y'all, these were the same 50-50 hip-hop people just 2 years ago, and we done shut that down. So they'll run with your stuff. What she was really saying, fam, is y'all black folks are ignorant. That's what she was really saying. And she's saying, you need to listen to me the same way that I listen to your ignorant mumble rappers. Here's the thing. We know what the hell the mumble rappers are saying. We just don't like them mumbling. See, now they're trying to draw this comparison between a mumble rapper and somebody who ain't even speaking English. I know exactly what the mumble rappers are saying. I just don't listen to it because it ain't my vibe. But I respect that they speak in English, and I'm not getting mad at people who don't listen to it. If you don't listen to mumble rap, cool. That's how you get down. Black Americans ain't going to assault you. I'm not going to make a TikTok video about you. I'm not going to start spewing trobes your way. If you don't listen to gangster rap, cool. You don't listen to snap rap, trap rap, cool. You don't listen to drill music, cool. You notice how Black Americans, we ain't tripping when people don't act like they're enjoying our culture. Do it. You can like it, you can love it, do whatever you want. These individuals are dictating to us, telling us we better like Bad Bunny, and if not, we xenophobic. We better like Bad Bunny, if not, we the bad ones. You better like Bad Bunny, if not, I'm going to call the whites mans on you. Ain't that what they really doing, y'all? Ain't they really calling up the W man and saying, hey, white man, the black folks is being mean to me. Can you save me? Ain't that what's really going on? Does anybody really want to address that, family? We will, because we address everything, fam. We tell the world what the world don't want to hear. Ready or not, here we come. And let me tell you something else they don't want to talk about. How we're looking at all these people waving all these flags, and we're looking at all this anti-Americanism going on out here, family. And I want y'all to notice this right here. Look at your screen. Look at this, family. Notice how they're pumping this whole he's bigger than Kendrick and Michael Jackson and Usher. Y'all notice that, family? Everyone knows that the ratings for the Super Bowl take a little bit to come in. Remember, the ratings with Kendrick Lamar took several days to come back. Nobody finds it suspicious that Bad Bunny's ratings came back less than 24 hours later. Family, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. And then soon as that all came back, you started seeing this stuff circulating the internet, y'all, talking about how he's bigger than Michael Jackson. Oh, fam, they've been all over social media. They've been all over social media talking about how he's bigger than Michael Jackson. Oh, yeah, this is the next person that they claim is bigger than Michael Jackson. And y'all notice every time they say somebody's bigger than Michael Jackson, it's always somebody who's not a Black American. You notice that, family? It's never a Black American that they say is bigger than Michael Jackson. It's always a foreigner. Superimposing that on the Kendrick, making it look like it was a flex. Yeah, that's what they do. Let me tell you what else they do, fam. The anti-Black American hatred's all over the internet. Look what the Latinos are posting about us, y'all. Look, I'm putting this on there for you, Black people. They talking to y'all. Look at this. Look what they saying about us, family. Look at that right there. This is what they've been saying on the internet all damn day long. Disrespecting Black folks. That ain't Kid Rock right there who's been calling them out. That ain't Turning Point USA who been calling them out. No, it's Black people, Black people, Black people. Because they're using this as an opportunity to practice and target Black Americans with their anti-Black American vitriol. This is why we've been telling everybody we're not a part of the diaspora. We're not a part of the people of color. We're not a part of the Black and Brown Coalition. And here's the kicker, fam. I'm not even telling people to get rid of the Black and Brown Coalition. I'm telling you that Black Americans ain't a part of it. If there's some damn tether in Nigeria and he wants to be a part of it, have at it. If there's some Black and Brown coalition going on in Tijuana, have at it. What I'm telling you is that Black Americans are absent from this no such thing group, because we know now that that no such thing group is meant to target us. And nothing is highlighting that more than the Super Bowl performance by Bad Bunny and by Shabusi in the Grammy Awards. Because immediately following those, all of the people who are fans of them started attacking us, and we was just over here having Sunday dinner, y'all. And when I tell y'all that we've been over here having Sunday dinner, minding our own business, let me show y'all this. Remember when I told y'all, when you see all of these flags, none of these people would ever fight for the United States of America, and they view the country that you built just as a come up? Family, that ain't just me saying it. I'm going to show you how they feel. Look at this. All those people out there with the ICE protests Watch what happens when they're asked how they feel about America. And I'm going to tell you now, it ain't America first.
People are not here because they really want to be here. They're here for necessity.
But if they get to go back, then it's not so bad, right? Because they're going to their countries, right? They're going back home.
Yeah, they are. But a lot of people are going to leave without nothing, which is what makes it sad. What we're fighting for is for people to be treated equally. A lot of people are not being treated equally. Donald Trump is not treating a lot of people correctly, and it's just heartbreaking to see how he's treating immigrants.
What do you say to the Americans that are so offended by seeing all these like Mexican flags and other countries rather than people supporting America?
Honestly, I'm kind of clueless on why they're that, because thanks to a lot of Latinos, there's agriculture, there's people that clean their houses, so we all work together. So I don't really understand why there's so much hate for Latinos.
So you think people in Mexico would like it if there was a big crowd of Americans and they're all like flying their American flag in Mexican soil? What is the best country in the world?
Mexico!
So why don't they want to go back?
Why? Because they want to get a better life.
But if they get deported, it's not so bad, right? They're going back to the best country in the world.
What is that?
If they get sent back, then it's not so bad because they're going back to the best country in the world.
They look to live in bold. We're so big, we can't just fit in Mexico.
All right, thank you.
The best country in the world is Mexico. And he says, if Mexico's so great and it's the best country, you shouldn't be mad when you go back. She says, because we can't fit everybody. So we don't have to go back. Family, she's telling y'all that she don't give a damn about America. They're telling us that they came here. Fam, we finally have in the middle of people who are telling you they're only here to take.
I am torn because I love Mexico with all my heart, but I am glad my grandparents sacrificed to come over here as illegals so that their children, their roots, their seeds can have a better life, and I'm going to honor that sacrifice.
So if you had to choose one country, what would it be?
Well, I plan on retiring to Mexico. That should tell you.
All right, thank you.
Damn, family. This is all of the anti-Black American hatred that they spewing on the Grammys and at the Super Bowl, family. This is all the folks who's waving all their flags. You see why they waving their flags, y'all? You see why the American flag is an afterthought, which, by the way, was sold by a Black American sister? They have no loyalty to us. She just told you, I'm retiring in Mexico. So what you doing in the meantime? What you doing in the refried bean time? You're over here taking from America because you don't care about America because you really hate America. There you go, y'all.
Hey, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we have here today?
Morella.
What does your sign mean?
So I think that it means that I feel like a lot of people blame the Hispanic community in general, that they're all coming over here and they're being rapists and they're being and that they're criminals. That's what he says about Donald Trump. But I feel like at the end of the day, he has 34 felonies against him, so he's the one sitting in the White House to this day right now. So he's an actual criminal.
One more question: what is the best country in the world?
Mexico.
So why don't these people want to go back?
Because they think that the best country is the United States because of the American dream.
But you think it's Mexico?
I think so.
So if they go back, then it's not so bad, right? Because they're going to the best country.
Yeah. They're going to go with their family, but I feel like they think over there that it's over there because they think it's easy, and I've been over there and I feel like over there it's more relaxed. I can see why they want to come over here,
Oh, there you go, fam. They all love Mexico and they don't love America. So they are all going to go back. So not only are these people coming over here, these people are coming over here mooching off America. And they say they're going back home, just like they send their money back home. Do you see where the core of the anti-Black American hatred is? And by the way, if you really want to go there, let's start talking about how folks is getting treated down there in Mexico. The darker complected people, not too good, are they? This is what it's all about, fam. I'm going to say this right now. Y'all follow me. Everybody, if you're listening, please screenshot what I'm about to say. Put this out there. I'm going to post this on social media. We're going to make this go clear. We was in a space just yesterday, me and my sister Natural, and we was chopping it up. And a very valid point ended up coming up. Family, have y'all noticed, my good brothers and sisters? The Democrats aren't even fighting Donald Trump right now. The Democrats are fighting Black Americans. That's what this is really about. Notice, every day of your life, it's Democrat versus Republican, liberal versus conservative until now. They're not fighting Donald Trump. They're fighting for the erasure of Black Americans, and they're fighting for illegal immigrants to come over here and stay in America. How do you know they're not really fighting Donald Trump? Because y'all notice they don't challenge Donald Trump on the economy. They don't challenge Donald Trump on economics at all. They don't challenge him on education at all, healthcare at all. When was the last time you seen these individuals have a conversation about economics or healthcare or education for America? 99.9% of the political discourse in the United States of America is all about illegal immigrants. That is it. You turn on your news, illegal immigrants. You on social media, illegal immigrants. You walking down the street, you at the store, illegal immigrants. The Democrats aren't even fighting for economics at this point. If Donald Trump were to pass any economic bill for his party, it'll go right through because they ain't saying nothing about it. They ain't saying nothing about education, healthcare at all. We as American citizens have been hijacked by the illegal immigrant conversation. That's all they fighting for. So it goes to show y'all, the Democrats are not fighting against the Republicans. They're not fighting against Donald Trump. The Democrats are fighting to maintain the erasure of Black Americans and the replacement with illegal immigrants. And then I'm going to say my new Black Alpha-ism, and I'm going to make it clear, family. Right now, the Democrats and the liberals are fighting to maintain the erasure of Black Americans via illegal immigrants the same way that the Confederacy fought to maintain slavery. I said it, and I'm the only one in the world who's saying it, loud and proud. The Democrats and liberals today are not fighting the Republicans. They are fighting for the right to maintain Black American erasure the same way that the Confederacy fought to maintain slavery. If you can't see the parallels, you blind. That's exactly what's going on. All of this is hijacked by illegal immigrants. You don't put education to the side. You don't put economics to the side. You don't put healthcare to the side and only talk about illegals. You done hijack the Grammys, the damn Super Bowl performance. They got agenda everywhere you turn around. And it's the same exact one. Not one that elevates American people, one that replaces the people who built America, Black folks. And you got all of your puppets, illegal immigrants, to do so. Why? It's because the Democrats have invested in this. Family, you don't invest 4, 5, 6, 7 years, 8, 9, 10 years, millions of billions of dollars, millions of people coming over here and say, we're going to turn around. The Democrats aren't turning around now, y'all. They are not turning around. They're not going to hit a U-turn. They have too much time, energy, and money invested in this illegal immigration and this replacement of Black Americans that they are willing to go out in the street and get bodied in the name of it. Because the liberals are fighting to maintain the illegal immigrant invasion the same exact way that the Southern Conservative Confederacy fought to maintain slavery. You know damn right that's what it is. And family, when you see that's what it is, you got a hell of a lot of people out here popping up, popping off, and talking reckless. And even saying that they're ashamed to be Black. Saying that they wish Black folks would be more like Latino folks. That's what they're saying. They're sending out all the puppets and the minions to do so, to say so, to speak on this. And we replacing that game with a game full of realness. Y'all look at this right here. I'm going to show y'all. Look at these people. And by the way, this guy, I believe, is a tether. However, this tether is running his damn mouth and he's saying stuff like this right here. He says, watching Bad Bunny's halftime show as a Black person. Notice he says Black person. Remember, if they say Black person and not Black American, they're not an American. But watch this, family. He says he wishes we could be more like them. Democrat alert.
Bad Bunny's performance last night really affirmed to me as a Black person that I am jealous, envious of people who are from nations that they are proud to be from. Like waving their nation's flag means something. Like that's their homeland. You know what I'm saying? Deep ties. You know? I don't have that same thing. I'm proud to be Black now. Proud to be Black. Will always choose to be Black in this life and the next. Blackity, black, black, blackity, black, black, black. But I'm not proud to be from the United States.
What? Family, are you proud to be from the United States? Can I get some 100s if you're proud to be from the United States in the chat? Because if you are proud to be from the United States of America, that means that our ancestors built the United States of America. That means we got something to be proud about. When somebody's running around here saying they ain't proud, then I believe that they ain't from here. Don't ever trust nobody who says that they from America, but they not proud of America. That means they not really from America. This guy is a black person. He ain't a black American. And a black person without black American, 9 times out of 10, means a mop, a melanated other person. He said he ain't proud. And he ain't proud for what? Because of Latinos who want to come here? Damn.
You know what I mean? A country that enslaved my ancestors, raped them, ate them, breeded them, sold them, fed black babies to alligators, hung them from trees.
All of that went on. What you think was happening in Latin America? Family, why he acting like none of that went on in Latin America? What you think was going on? What you think they was doing? Down there having a great jolly time? Why you think right now that they are so infested with colorism, caste systems? They are the most colonized people. So how in the hell is this man talking about they did this to in America and they would like this in America? Yeah, and guess what the hell they was doing down in Latin America? Worse. So don't come here trying to tell us that it's wrong because they got a homeland and they can do whatever they want to do. And where they are doing it is anti-us.
Dragged from horses. You know, I'm not proud of that. That doesn't make me feel pride in where I'm from. So and then this is no hate, because I love it for y'all. I love it for y'all. It's amazing to see. And, you know, watching the videos of people like hearing their country called out from no notes. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love.
But they're doing it in our country. Fam, did he miss all of that's going on in our country? Did he miss all of that? Hairline hidden, sitting in a car. That man's a damn tether. And you see what he's doing, fam? I want everybody to watch the anti-America hatred that they're trying to convince us with. We have to be very cautious of all of these people who are spewing anti-American hate because they want us to not be American anymore. What's changing the game is that we are strong. This is why everybody's trying to target us, is because we're standing on patriotism. We're standing on the lineage, the heritage, the culture. This truly is a grassroots that is defined by the lineage. Inside of the lineage is delineation, but it is all based on the lineage first. They don't want us to be American, fam. All of that anti-American talk, they don't say none of that, because what's going down in Puerto Rico, how you proud of what's going on in a place that people keep running to? They keep running to America, running from Puerto Rico. How you proud of that? How you ain't got no type of energy for all the stuff that they doing down there? Down there, family, shit, going down to fam. So wait, basically, they want us to relate to, accept a third world country that America feeds them. So they want us to leave the feeder and go to the fed. They want us to leave the leader and go to the loser. They want us to push everything to the side that we've been doing and take several notches down. That is the definition of a tether, because tethers want you to tether together with them. And Black Americans, just quite frankly, family, we're not going for it. There ain't nothing to be proud about down there if you're talking about slavery. Because let me tell you one thing. Black folks here in America, we done eased up on all the stuff that they going to pull on us. Go to Puerto Rico right now and see if they done ever got any relief, because they never stood on nothing to get the relief in the first damn place. We know what time it is, man. Black Americans understand every single thing that they saying, and that's why they upset, is because we calling them out all the way live in the process. Let me show y'all this as well. When I'm telling everybody that this has been nothing more than a proxy against us. Now, family, they're just openly saying Black Americans are xenophobic because Black Americans didn't like none of the performance. Let me say this as well. Foundational Black Americans, us certifieds, again, we did not care. But do you see not caring isn't good enough for them? Being silent isn't good enough. Think about it, y'all. They want Black Americans on the front line of the ICE protests the same way they want Black Americans on the front line of throwing out the pom-poms for Bad Bunny. Everything is them trying to tell us what to do. And when we say we're not doing it, then they start hurtling all the slurs at us. I done already showed y'all. They done brought up Rihanna 17 times. She's not a Black American. The first guy was fixing to call us the N-word. He said he was poor so he can be down with the Blacks. And then they even pulled the I got a Black family member. Ain't that the same exact thing that George Zimmerman did? See, this is why you got to be cautious with these people of color, because people of color will jump back and forth forth and back according to whatever benefits them. You don't allow somebody to come around here and say, I'm just like you, but I'm not you. Anytime someone says they're just like you, but they're not you, you got to watch them very cautiously. Why? Is because now they can fool you by getting on the inside. That's the same thing George Zimmerman did. They only want to be black when they can say that they're not anti-black, which means they're only using that as a shield to perpetuate targeting on black Americans. George Zimmerman, they done went into the closet, into the attic, box on the box, on the box, on the box, and found one melanated ass woman and said, see, Georgie is black. So he could have never unalived Trayvon Martin because he wouldn't do that. We know the reality about these brown folks. They don't like black folks. Never have. When you look throughout history, family, they have no mention of slavery. They weren't out here doing anything in the United States of America. They weren't present during the civil rights era. They tell us that they were here in times that we know they came after. I want y'all to think about this, y'all. They say that the immigrants built America, basically placing themselves in slavery. But they didn't come here until the Civil Rights Act. Now, you know, in our history, Black American history, how much of a gap is it between slavery and civil rights era, family? Think about that. That is literally 100 years. And they tell us that they were present for both, even though they didn't come until the second half, the civil rights era. So how the hell were you here for slavery? And then they'll hit you with the nothing is illegal on stolen land, or shall I say on land that you sold, because y'all got broke off the bag. And then you got these other people who coming from the Caribbean places and they get the bag because we're funding and feeding them. America don't owe them ish, but they always got their hand out. And when I tell you they got their hand out, this is what I'm talking about, family. Look at this talk right here. Bad Bunny, the Super Bowl, Black Americans are prejudiced. Family, everything I just showed you for the first hour, that was just the setup. Wait until I show you how filthy these people are getting with their anti-Black American hatred.
So clearly Black Americans once again just show how a little molasses y'all are, complaining about not being able to understand Bad Bunny when Spanish is an elective starting in the 9th grade. Yet y'all sit up and listen to the Migos and all of these other rappers and can't understand nothing that they saying. Y'all just like being stupid.
Damn, called us stupid and said because we didn't take Spanish as an elective in the 9th grade. Damn, what else you feel about black folks?
Damn, black people, if you was going to complain about Bad Bunny, you should have just went ahead and got your coins together and made your own little halftime show. Did what the white people did. You would have had Chris Brown, because Chris Brown was talking shit too. You could just went and did that. There's no need for the microaggression. You can't let those people have their moment. The performance wasn't for us. But if you're going to do all this crybaby shit on TikTok, you should have just did what the white people did. Came up with your own halftime show. Could have had you Chris Brown, Usher, I don't know. Y'all.
Fam, and what would have happened if we would have did that? Family, hold on. By the way, no offense, she needs to get her coin and she needs to invest in skincare, okay? Because your cheekbones look like a crumbled up cookie, all right? You got Chips Ahoy on your face. So you need to worry about your skincare first. I don't listen to somebody talking about getting our coin up when she needs to get her coin up and get her some damn Noxzema. All right? Get you some damn Clearasil before you start talking about Black Americans. All right? Because all that crumbled up Chips Ahoy you got on your grill piece ain't popping. Your face card been declined and don't even bring it back in my shop. That's what we really out here saying. And family, let me say this right here to her and to anybody who thinks like her. What would have happened if we would have went and got our own Super Bowl performance? By the way, who gives a F? This is the thing. We don't care. Black Americans didn't care about Bad Bunny. We don't care about Puerto Rico. We don't care about all the flags you waving. We are independent and we focus on self. We don't give a damn. This is them trying to force us caring. Can we go there, brothers and sisters? This is them trying to force a narrative that we care. We tell them we don't care. They say, yeah, you do. We tell them we weren't even watching. They say, yeah, you were. They're trying to set this picture up that Black Americans were over there in the corner hating on them. No, we weren't. It again was the W's talking about you, but you ain't said nothing about him, fam. We an hour in, you still ain't said nothing about the W, man. You still ain't mentioned him. He been talking about you all the time. How come you ain't mentioned him? Until you mention him, don't talk to me. That's what we talking about. But I want y'all to notice, let us have got Chris Brown. Let us have got Usher. And you know what they would have said, family? They'd have said, why can't we come in? How come them black Americans ain't letting the people of color show up? You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. This is why we delineate. We delineate, we regulate, we separate. That is what we do. Let black Americans done went and did our own damn thing, and it'll be like every time we do our own damn thing. Y'all gonna have to weasel in. Within 2 seconds, knock, knock, knock on your damn door, and Bad Bunny gonna be there and say, can't I perform? Knock, 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 knock. Shabusi gonna be there and say, we all black brother. So don't hit me with what black Americans should have did isolated. Because every time we do something isolated with autonomy and independent, y'all always got a damn problem with it. So miss me with all of that talk. This is why when we say that we on our own time, family, we got to be on our own time, full speed. And you can't give a damn. You ain't got to care. You just got to let it be known. Black America all damn day. All damn day, fam. There's no end in sight other than regulating. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little something that people may not know. There's no end in sight other than regulating for us. If you think you're going to get out of this by doing anything other than being bold, being brash, and speaking your mind, you lost. Because these people ain't turning back. They want what you got. Family, you got a whole neck full of jewelry. You iced out, fam. You dripping on both wrists. You waving your rollie in the sky. You got rings on every damn finger. Championship rings. You can't even make a fist, family. And they want all your jewelry. And they got all the liberals who tell them that if they flee over here to America, then they can have it. But I bet you ain't going to come get it. I bet that. I bet you won't run up. You get done up. I bet that part. And this is what we're doing. Look at this right here, family. Brothers and sisters ain't playing these games with these folks. Brothers and sisters is letting it know off rip. We ain't got time. We don't care. Mind your own business. We minding ours. Watch this.
You know what? I just love how you stand up and defend other cultures. You just gotta love it. You just gotta love how you stand up and defend other cultures. The same cultures, the same people that hate your black ass, you always standing up, defending, arguing, and fighting with other black people. Now you mad because black people have something to say about Bad Bunny. So we not supposed to say, nobody's supposed to say, we always supposed to lay down and accept other cultures. So what? Express their disdain with Bad Bunny. I don't give a about a Bad Bunny. But you gotta make 1,000 goddamn posts, 1,000 goddamn videos talking about other black people. You just gotta love how you stand up and defend other cultures. It's just, you know what?
Woo! They done pissed the brother off. Somebody finally speaking some sense. Damn. And ain't that what it is, y'all? Ain't that what it is? They just mad. And fam, I'm going to say this right now. How many of you guys seen Chris Brown came out? Shout out to Chris Brown, by the way. Shout out to Chris Brown. Much love. If you're watching, bro, certified salute. Shout out to Chris Brown. Let me tell you something, because Chris Brown be watching a lot of stuff. A lot of people don't be knowing. I know for a fact Chris Brown be watching a lot of the stuff that the black media puts out there, fam. Trust me. How do you know this? It's because when everybody was turning on Chris Brown and they had all that negative stuff to say about Chris Brown, black Americans was the only ones really holding him down. Chris Brown had put out a tweet and he was saying, be honest with you, these individuals, they need me. That's what Chris Brown said. He said it's apparent they need me. He was basically saying if he show up, it's going to be a whole different ball game. And if he does the performance. But before I get to Chris Brown, let me show y'all this right here. This is what I mean, y'all, when I say that these individuals truly are out there hating on black Americans. Y'all look at y'all screen. Look at your screen right here, family. This is what they've been saying on social media about black Americans. This is what they've been talking on social media about us. These individuals have been extremely anti-black all throughout social media, saying dastardly things about our lineage, heritage, and culture. Do y'all see this right here? They said now they're exerting the same hate towards Bad Bunny, and the hypocrisy is I can't even read these people. They said hypocrisizing. Yes, I made that word up. Yeah, whatever. That performance was symbolic in many ways, as Puerto Rico is often a forgotten territory unless people are trying to go on vacation. And they're saying that this was better than the Kendrick Lamar performance. And then they're sitting there putting them up, creating some type of competition with Chris Brown and with Kendrick Lamar, in which neither one of them brothers said a damn thing about any of these people. But yet, fam, on social media, they are getting drugged. They are dragging Kendrick Lamar and our good brother Chris Brown all throughout social media. You see it all the way live. Look at that right there, fam. Look at all the stuff that they saying. They're saying, black folks, we showing our racism. That's what they saying now, right? And family, Chris Brown came out and he made his statement. Do y'all know now they dragging Chris Brown? They dragging Chris Brown. Chris Brown didn't even say that. He made a tweet. He was like, yo, it's safe to say they need me. And let's be honest with you, Chris Brown is an international superstar. And by the way, let me say this again about the whole international superstar. Y'all notice that they only use the term international superstar when they're talking about somebody who's not an American? You ever notice that? Bad Bunny, an international superstar, right? Sha Bussy, international superstar, right? Burna Boy, international superstar. How come they never say Beyonce is an international superstar? She is. How come they don't say Kendrick Lamar is an international superstar? He is. How come they never apply that label to Chris Brown, international superstar? He is. As a matter of fact, Chris Brown, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce, they sell out more internationally in those other people's homelands than those people sell out over here. You come here to America and your average everyday American don't listen to all these people they claim to be an international superstar. However, all of them people in their homeland listen to us. We invented the international superstar, but they never say those things about us. Go look at Kendrick Lamar's whole tour that he went on. Did you see Chris Brown, the man flying through the damn air, doing backflips, speaking English? And nobody says that he's an international superstar. Family, look at this right here. This is what I mean. They're out here trying to attack Chris Brown now, simply by stating that he would have been a good performer at the Super Bowl. Watch this.
Chris, why are you over here being messy for? The boy just got off the stage 15 minutes ago. Chris Brown posted to his Instagram saying, I think it's safe to say they need me, with a smirk emoji. Chris, I'm not going to sit up here and deny that Chris Brown is a talented ass individual. We all know that. But give Bad Bunny his flowers. I liked it. Like, I'm over here really thinking everyone on the same page. We are supporting an individual who is spreading a larger message, a message that is bigger than all of us. So we need to all stick together and support one another, okay? I think as though Chris Brown is a Taurus man, and as a Taurus myself, we are very freaking stubborn, okay? Shady, a little petty.
What? Chris Brown now got to be petty and he's shady? What they got to do? What Chris Brown do to you? What? Or is Chris Brown not going along with your black and brown coalition? Y'all see this right here, family? Chris Brown really ain't going along with that, because Chris Brown just simply said, hey, I should perform. And to be honest with you, Chris Brown should perform because he is probably the best entertainer on the planet Earth. But they don't want to give those flowers to Chris Brown. If anybody deserves flowers, it's Chris Brown.
You couldn't wait? Like, this is fresh off the press. You go to his Instagram story right now, it's still up there. But maybe this is not a negative thing. Maybe he means, like, it's safe to say they need me, like they can do like a joint collab thing.
Oh, stop. No, she didn't go there. Hold up. Whoa. Let me see if I heard that right.
Me, like they can do like a joint collab thing. Right?
Are you trying to put Bad Bunny on the same page as Chris Brown? You see how, family, you got to be better than Michael Jackson. You had more views than Michael Jackson. You got to be better than Kendrick Lamar. And Chris Brown, he's such a little N-I-G-G-A that he need to come and collaborate with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is the prize. Chris Brown just over there. Family, you go anywhere on the planet Earth and you play Bad Bunny and you play Chris Brown, and everybody gonna listen to Chris Brown. You play Chris Brown and you play anybody from reggaeton, salsa music, Chris Brown mopping your whole genre off rip. Or Bad Bunny walks down the street, Chris Brown walks down the street, everybody's gonna follow Chris Brown and they're gonna say, hey, who that Puerto Rican dude over there? I bet that part. But they don't really want to go there, do they, fam? You see how they just try to play him. They try to play Chris Brown funny style. Maybe Chris Brown was fishing for a collabo. Because you know what it's like. We got to collab with them now. That's what we saying, fam. This is how these people are trying to perpetrate it. It's always that. Notice again, fam, who is the closest thing? Let me show y'all. They put this out here right now, and I showed everybody. Let me show you again. Look at this right here, family. Look at that. Always about the millions and millions of people who came out there and they got to put Bad Bunny on top. That, let me, fam, I'm going to go ahead and translate that for you. And I got a bunch of certifieds in the house tonight, so you guys already know what the translation to that is. As a matter of fact, since this is an interactive broadcast, family, you guys tell me what's the translation for that. I'm open to any answer in the chat. When you see that right there, Bad Bunny, Puerto Rican man on top, Kendrick Lamar, Black American down in the corner, Michael Jackson, little nigga over there in the corner. Excuse my language. Y'all tell me, what are they trying to say here? What's the point of them trying to point this out? Is the translation for that what I believe it is, family? Because what I'm hearing is they are basically trying to say Chris Brown ain't nothing over there on the side. Kendrick Lamar, he little. And the Puerto Rican man is outclassing you black folks. That's what they really saying. They're really saying that the Puerto Rican is outclassing the black people, and they making all these damn memes out there to try to show y'all that. That's what they're really saying. I see y'all in the chat. Yep. Yep. Translation. I see through it, fam. Remember, they always gonna say one thing and do the other. So you got to always look at the subtleties of what they really are trying to present. Okay. And family, there's another thing that they've been really trying to present, and why they're not. Let me tell you, this is crazy, fam. Follow me now. When they're not busy throwing black Americans under the bus and making it look like that. Because, fam, I'm telling you, they in Puerto Rico right now. Oh, Puerto Rico. Because they feel that they beat black Americans. This is what this is about, family. This is what it's about. Deep down inside in Puerto Rico, they're all out there celebrating, saying we won. I seen them on social media. I just showed y'all. On social media, fam. They saying, look at black folks upset. They think that like they beat us. They think it was some battle that we weren't even involved in. Again, black Americans aren't thinking about Puerto Rico. We're not thinking about Puerto Ricans. We're not thinking about Mexicans or Venezuelans. Y'all do you and worry about Tom Homan, and we're going to be good over here. Somebody going to say, well, Puerto Ricans, they are American. They're Americans on paper, okay? Because Puerto Rico can easily be defunded, and Puerto Ricans can easily be sent back to Puerto Rico. Remember that. Family, America owns Puerto Rico, so that ain't really a flex. But they really think that they did something. And to the point, they putting out this right here. Why Bad Bunny's Super Bowl moment is a win for black people everywhere. Damn. Family, they were coming up with a lot of this stuff really fast, weren't they? Did a lot of this stuff come out real fast, brothers and sisters? Have y'all noticed how quick all of the numbers and the results and all of this stuff ended up coming out? Very quickly did they find out that he's the most streamed person. Very quickly did they find out that he was the most viewed person. And now this right here. And my simple statement would be, what does that have to do with black Americans? What does that have to do with black people at all? I thought y'all was Puerto Rico. I thought y'all was Puerto Rican and it up. So if you're doing all of that, then why do we keep coming back to your conversation? You see what we're saying, family? These people cannot live, they cannot breathe, they cannot eat without us. They need black Americans, fam. We are the only blockade in between them being an honorary W. They're honorary W's up here all day. Down in Latin America, they can practice that. Let me go ahead and give everybody a real analogy and an example of what goes on down there in Latin America, littered in facts and truths, hard truths, reality. The reality of the situation is, brothers and sisters, is that they are honorary W's when they're in Puerto Rico. See, in Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny is Donald Trump. In Puerto Rico, Fat Joe is Donald Trump. In Puerto Rico, J-Lo is Donald Trump. So they can pull their rank and flex their muscle on all the dark Puerto Ricans. And all the dark Puerto Ricans say, yes, okay. The dark-skinned Puerto Rican know better. The dark-skinned Venezuelan know better. The dark-skinned Cuban know better. That's why all throughout Latin America, they don't have no modern uprisings down there. How the hell do they got more slaves all throughout there, but they ain't got none of our rebellions or revolts, family? Think about that. They think it's a flex, and I'm going to go ahead and unwind all of that. They always come here to the United States of America, right? And they're always talking about how we had all these slaves. We had all of these slaves over here, and they think they're eating. And then I simply say, well, you had all them slaves. How come you ain't got no slave revolts? How come you ain't got no civil rights icons? How come you ain't got no leaders? How come I can't point to nothing that you did that bucked and rebelled the system of supremacy? You know why? It's because Black Americans and foundational Black America are the only people on the planet Earth that have ever bucked the system of supremacy. That is why. This is why we're the only ones that can name you the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s. We're the only ones that can name you the Harriet Tubmans. We're the only ones that can name you the Black Panther Party for self-defense. All three of the Black Panthers, okay? I'm talking about the Black Panthers from the South. I'm talking about the Black Panthers in Oakland, and I'm talking about the Black Panthers in the military. Family, we got 3 Black Panthers. They ain't got none, okay? And speaking of Black Panthers, you just had a damn Latino, just like Bad Bunny, who was trying to co-opt the Black Panther Party. And now he's sitting in some empty-ass building eating a Lunchable in a Capri Sun. Family, these people ain't us, never have been us, no matter what they say. And family, when I tell y'all they will say and do anything for your position, that's exactly what I mean. They'll do and say anything for your position, including this right here. Immigrants built America. Here we go. Family, the last guy was saying that they contributed to America. Shabusi said they built America. And now Bad Bunny got these folks feeling bold. So they out here saying immigrants built America. Watch this.
Controversial for some people in the Black community. And before I say this, I am Black and I was born in America. However, both my parents are Haitian from Haiti. So no, I'm not a Black American in whatever sense that y'all want to make it up.
Okay, so you're Haitian. Okay, be proud of your damn homeland and just tell us. He's Haitian, y'all. He ain't Black. He's a mop, melanated other person.
But I am Black in America, so I think that's Black in America enough. But irregardless, I don't think what Shabuzi said was as problematic as people are making it. Yes, he said immigrants built America, and that isn't an incorrect statement. Two things can be true at the same time. Slaves were the initial foundation of America. I would argue to say even further back, Native Americans were, if you go way, way back, or indigenous people were, if you're going back to the original spot, the original foundation of America. Slaves industrialized America at a certain period, correct. And then immigrants industrialized America again. And it just continues to keep, just because something was initially started, right? Building isn't a finished concept. When you're building something, a country's never going to be finished building. So in reality, what Shabuzi said, it wasn't like a diss to Black Americans whose ancestors were slaves. And if you think about the timing in which he's saying it, where immigrants, Black Americans, POCs are all being subject to oppression at the hands of white Americans.
Stop. All them POCs, they want to be a part of white America. Straight up. And he said immigrants built America. He didn't say contribute. He didn't say showed up. He knew what he said. Now they trying to backtrack it and steal from it, y'all. Don't listen to this clown.
Not all white Americans, but a certain group, a subset group of white Americans. I think it was more so him trying to make a message of unity rather than dividing people even further. Even amongst the Black community, saying FBA, white cops don't give a fuck what you look like. Like, we're all Black. Yeah, maybe my mom doesn't have a New York accent or a Philly accent because she's from Haiti, but the oppression isn't any different. Like we're not slaves anymore, right? So at this very point of history that we're living in, we are all affected by the systematic oppression towards people of color, towards Black people.
Stop. No, hell no. Family, you don't have unity with somebody because the W don't like both of y'all. Let's make this clear, okay? We need to go ahead and talk about this for a minute, okay, family? There ain't no unity based on you don't like him, he don't like you, so we all friends. That's not how it works on the planet Earth. Let's make this clear. This little game that they try to play with Black Americans, where we are all put on a box based on the W. I want y'all to notice this, fam. The only people who try to classify people based on how white people view them are all the people who want to be white people. All the people of color, all the minorities, all the Black and brown. They all use how the white man feels about them to put us all in one big family tree, one big box. because everything they do is always about how the white man feels about them. If you notice, fam, Black Americans, just like the Bad Bunny halftime performance, we don't give a damn what the W's think. They care so damn much. Like, he pulled us over, is that? So, family, they reduce us to getting pulled over. So Black Americans getting pulled over, it all puts us in one big diaspora, people of color box. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. So let me say this, family. So if there's a guy on the other side of America and he gets pulled over for having melanin, that makes him my brother as much as my blood brother, just because we all have a shared experience. Fam, a shared experience through racism does not make you family. Okay, let's make this clear. A shared experience through he don't like you and he don't like you, so we got to be one. That doesn't exist. All victims of white supremacy are not equal. You got those of us who don't agree with it, we ain't rocking with it, and we are rebels to the system. And then you got those who are over there who love it and want to be it. I'm going to tell y'all about Puerto Rico. I'm going to tell you about Mexico, and I'm going to tell you about Africa. They all want to be white. The majority of those people want to be white people. This is why you cannot see no rebellions. You don't see no uprisings, and they don't have no leaders over there. Why don't they have any of those, brothers and sisters? It's because you can't buck a system you want to be a part of. We need to get to the point. Fam, let me say this. These people are not going against the system of supremacy just because they can't do it. These people are not going against the system of supremacy because they love it. Oh, we changing the game today, and I'm the perfect one to do that. Fam, if there's somebody on the planet Earth that's going to speak what the hell they want to say, got a big mouth, and don't give a damn what nobody feels about it, it's going to be Black Alpha. And Black Alpha going to tell y'all, these people are not failures because it ain't in them. Their failures is because they love being next to the W. That's what it is. And it's time that we put it all on the table. We ain't in none of these no such thing organizations. We ain't part of your visible riders, none of that stuff. Black folks, we done with all the invisible stuff. Let's make that clear today, y'all. All that invisible stuff, we ain't with it no more. We're not going to be invisible with friends. How the hell you have an invisible friend? That's what they want you to have, family. They want you to have an invisible friend and be a part of an invisible group. And the Democrats have invisible policies. And these people have invisible love. Now, when I start talking about the love that they have for W's, I can quantify that. I can show y'all them. We vote for the Trump. We vote for the Trump. We love some Trump. You notice that? I can point to you how much they love the W, but when it comes to us, it turns invisible. Well, damn it, stay invisible. How about that? And that's how we moving and that's how we pushing. And we're going to stay that way, whether people like it or not. Family, this is our time and we can do and say whatever the hell we please. And if you piss people off in the process, good. If you ain't pissing somebody off, you ain't receiving enough truth for me. Look at this, though, family. And we're going to break it all the way down. Let me highlight some other things for my certified foundational Black American brethren that we got up in the house deep tonight, and we're going to go to work. Y'all, these individuals been saying these things for the longest amount of time, right? They've been on this type of game. And it is absolutely dangerous for Black Americans to play any type of back and forth with these folks. Why? It's because these individuals, they've had this up their sleeve for a long time. The anti-Black American hatred has been there. It's always been there. And the fact that they run around here, they talking about who built America. Let me tell you something. It ain't no damn conversation on who built America. We ain't got no, fam, we're not conversating with you. Who built America? This ain't up for discussion. Like, we're going to sit here and be like, we're going to discuss it with these people. Like, we're going to talk about what Black Americans were doing this whole time, and everybody's just going to be kosher. Nah, it's us, it's you, and you sit your ass down where the hell you from, and we're going to run where we from. But family, how do you know these individuals are full of it? Because let's just go back a year ago, my family. Just a year ago, if you guys remember, these individuals were mad at us because they said Kendrick didn't have enough Mexicans. So think about it, y'all. They were complaining and crying. If y'all remember last year, they were out there saying, why not us? Why aren't we there? Why come we not there? And let's make this clear as well. A Black American like Kendrick Lamar speaking on Black American issues at the Super Bowl in America is different than Bad Bunny talking about Latin people waving Latin flags in the United States of America, speaking a Latin language in the United States of America. It's a big difference. We're not going to sit here and play this game like it's all the same. No, the hell it's not. No, the hell it ain't. Black Americans speaking English, representing what goes on inside of these borders, ain't the same as somebody popping up. Do y'all know America is the only country where our flag is expected to take a backseat to a foreign flag? How many of y'all remember the old days when immigrants came to America and they left their flag at home? How many of y'all remember that? I remember when immigration used to be, you come here to America, you leave your flag at home. If you wave your flag in your household, cool. If you listen to your music in your household, cool. If you listen to your music when you out and about with your other friends, fine. But when the hell did it become you come over here to America and you bring all your flags and you show up and burn our flag and you bring all your people, then you start speaking Spanish and then get mad at us for not speaking Spanish. Family, that's when people started shifting and saying, that sounds like a damn invasion. That's invasion type time, ain't it, y'all? Ain't that some real invasion energy? Fam, you don't come over here waving another flag. American flag, at this point, we might as well just get rid of the American flag. We might as well, Democrats don't want the American flag. Fam, the American flag, what we got it for? What we got it for? Because the American flag is utterly disrespected and nobody's saying nothing about it. When Black Americans say something about it, they say, how can you say that? You's a person of color. And then when we say we ain't person of color, they say you being xenophobic. And then when they say that we are a person of color who's being xenophobic, I say that. Watch this right here, family. Go back to a year ago, and I want y'all to see this. How many of y'all remember when they was out there saying that Kendrick was bad because he didn't have no damn Mexicans? Watch this.
The Mexican people were underrepresented there last night.
I feel it. I can see that.
I can see that too, man. And a lot of people are telling me that I sound like bitter or something. Like, I'm not a rapper, fool. I'm not tripping about not being on stage. I'm saying, like, oh, Jeezy performed, I think, last night.
Yeah.
Did he? That would have been nice if he would have been on stage.
If he would have.
Now, maybe the young legend had something to do, so he dipped.
Right. Because all the artists that did perform were up there.
Facts. I respect it. Who was up there? I can't keep counting.
There was a lot of people that went, but I think Jeezy was the only
person that didn't pop out. Or were you gonna say he's the only Mexican that performed?
Both.
Did he?
Notice, family, these people whining and complaining. They whining and upset. They believe that everything that we do should be for them. The Democrats have made these people super spoiled, y'all. They don't give a damn. They feel every single thing that goes on in America that Black Americans do, they have to have a part in it. And they feel if they don't get a part in it, it's our fault. That's what it is, fam. They're trying to force us into some type of allegiance that is always one-sided and slanted towards them. And when they feel that they don't get their way, family, they crash out and they just blame Black folks. Again, have you seen any of these people out here blaming the W? And I'm going to show y'all exactly what they're not talking about. Family, while they're out here hating on Black America, let's talk about who they ain't talking about. Now let's go there, family. Now let's show y'all the people who didn't show up until an hour and a half into this broadcast. An hour and a half into this broadcast, finally, it's going to take us. Think about it, y'all. It takes a Black person to show how the white people been talking about Bad Bunny because the Puerto Ricans ain't saying nothing about it. Watch this, fam. This is how they really feel. And look at this dude's face. Look at his face. You think he about to say something nice about y'all? Watch this.
So it was a great halftime show if you're a 22-year-old Dominican club rat living in Miami. For the rest of us, it was a bit...
What? What? A 22-year-old club? He started calling them a rat. What? Y'all skip this, though. You ain't seen none of this. None of the Puerto Ricans seen none of this, though, huh? Damn, he came out the gates firing off.
So it was a great halftime show if you're a 22-year-old Dominican club rat living in Miami. For the rest of us, it was a bit bizarre. It was an all-around disappointing Super Bowl, though. It was not a great game. It was a terrible badness was what we just saw right there. A Super Bowl halftime show that had an extremely narrow fan base. Big city white girls that go out of the NFL's core audience was just dumbfounded, and nobody could understand a word of it. The halftime show is probably the largest cultural display that this country, the United States of America, makes every single year, and every single year it gets worse. And if you're wondering why, it's actually quite simple. Why did we have to sit through 15 minutes of this last night? The halftime show has become a public broadcast of the real agenda of our largely corporatized country. A larger, more diverse, watered-down America, fully globalized, totally open borders, and tons more people working and buying products and paying taxes. That's what's best for the government, and that is what's best for our corporate oligarchy, places like the NFL and major corporations. They don't care what it does to your culture, to your wages. They push it with displays like last night. They insult Americans by making you watch 15 minutes of something that you can't even understand. You would never see this in any other country in the world. No other country in the world would ever do this to its people. And watching Roger Goodell hug Bad Bunny in his suit with his stupid white sneakers encapsulates all of it. A greedy elite liberal that looks at Bad Bunny and just sees dollar signs. And American families have to sit and watch two men dry hump on national TV so Roger Goodell can get richer. And the media all, of course, gushes over how perfect it all was.
There was no one that could have watched last night that didn't dance. I can't overstate what it means to the Latino community that has seen itself persecuted, attacked, racially profiled. He was lifting.
Look at that, fam. Look at him, fam. Look at them. Look at them folks out there. Notice, y'all, they not talking any love and unity. They ain't out there talking about how they need to all be on the same page. They not talking like that. They not talking, fam. They out there throwing them under the bus, throwing them completely under the bus. But fam, that ain't the only ones. There are more folks that was throwing them under the bus that you don't hear them talking about. Let's go on over to Fox News. Since Julio don't want to talk about what went on Fox News, Black Alpha gonna talk about. What about this?
Everyone's talking about halftime. And halftime was so bad. Now they say halftime was not bad. Okay, last halftime was Kendrick Lamar. Okay, that was also the most highly rated halftime. So's this. We didn't understand what Kendrick Lamar was saying last time, and that was English. Now how do you think we feel?
Jesse, they had a signer for the deaf, but no translator for the Spanish. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I like the Super Bowl not to be an international event. I like it when we kind of all come together as Americans, especially when it feels like the NFL is just using it as a marketing ploy to recruit Latin American audience on the heels of Latin America invading this country, 20 million pouring in. And that's what you see. You see all these foreigners speaking a foreign language with foreign flags marching into the camera like a caravan. Too soon. Listen.
Y'all see that, fam? He dogging people. This man talking about a caravan. He talking about them getting unalived. He ain't, look how mad he getting, fam. This dude pissed off. Look at this dude. Look how mad he's at, fam. They ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying, look how mad that W is. Y'all done made Mayo mad. He Miracle Whip mad. And you ain't seen them say nothing about none of that. How come? How come they not mentioning this? Is because they, and I want everybody to watch this, every single person that made a video blaming Black Americans, deep down inside, they wish that they were that W man on the screen right now. Fam, matter of fact, I'll up the ante. There ain't nothing that you're going to hear them say that ain't identical to how that W man said it. Do you know what Bad Bunny and this man right here got in common? Both of them feel the same way about Black Americans, okay? When you deal with all of these minions in the system of supremacy, family, I want you to understand they feel the same way. I'm going to say it. Nobody want to say this. You go right now. Go to Puerto Rico, jump off the plane, walk down your nearest neighborhood and find your nearest person. Just a random Puerto Rican. They feel the same exact way about you that the trailer park guy says here in America. Straight up. Go find you the nearest Puerto Rican, and I'm telling you, they feel the same way about Black Americans that the W man Jethro in the trailer park says. The Bungalow Boys, the Proud Boys, they all feel the same way about Black folks. We're done separating the anti-Black racism when it comes from a W and a POC. Who the hell do you think that the POC gets their anti-Black hatred from? It's the same thing with Puerto Rico, same thing with Venezuela. It's the same exact thing all throughout. And family, when I tell y'all that it's good and it's strong that we create our own backgrounds and we stand on our own family. I'm going to say this, y'all. And y'all know this, so I ain't telling you something you don't know. We're going to be the only ones who ride for each other. We're going to be the only ones who ride for ourselves. Ain't nobody going to do nothing for us because I'm telling you, why they were out there using the Latinos against Black Americans for the Super Bowl, I also want y'all to notice that they were trying to Africanize us in the process. Watch this. Coco Jones goes out there to perform the Black national anthem. Family, why did they have to have this woman with a damn RBG badge on her shirt? Because she just went out there without it, y'all. Family, because she just went out there and performed. Why they have to put this on that, sister? Did the RBG have to be there? Did they just have to throw in some Africanizing? Do they know they already people of colored us up and down the street, left and right? Do they know that they already tried to minority us? Did they have to throw some African on top, y'all? Family, and this is the thing about a lot of these Black folks out there. Much respect to the sister, but sister, y'all gonna have to start knowing what we doing out here in the grassroots. Okay, we're gonna have to. These celebrities keep giving us their democratic version of what we got popping. They gonna have to knock that off. Okay, and let me say this too, y'all. Me personally, I don't get down with none of that. Lift every voice and say, fam, I don't care about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really could care less, straight up and down. 9 times out of 10, when I hear the Black National Anthem, why we need a Black National Anthem? Fam, give me a Black National Anthem. I got one for you. Living in America by James Brown. Can we pick that? Lift every voice and sing. Every time I hear that, it's always some Democratic-ish. Y'all ever notice that, family? It's always some Democrat stuff. Lift every, I don't even know how it goes. Is that how it goes? I don't know how it goes, fam. Lift every voice and sing and sung and dance. I don't know. I don't listen to none of that. I really don't. But they had to throw on a little RBG. It's never America. We are never seen as America. Let me say this, family. There's a movement to make Black Americans non-American. The Democrats want it. The Republicans want it. The liberals want it. The conservatives want it. The people of color want it. Nobody wants Black Americans to be Black American because us being Black Americans means that we built this country and it's been acknowledged. You don't want to have that because that upsets the apple cart and throws a wrench in your game. Let me say this as well. Think about all these people that are trying to make us not be Americans. And say if we all woke up tomorrow morning and there was a conflict with Iran or there was a conflict with Russia, who'd be the first people that they're trying to beg to be American again? They don't want us to be American when they're trying to bring in illegal immigrants. They don't want us to be American when they're trying to replace us. We say we're American, they say, no, you African. We say we're American, they say, no, you people of color. We say we're Americans and we're focused on Black America. They say, no, be focused on Bad Bunny and Latinos. Soon as there's a conflict in America, y'all watch how quick they run to us and say, hey, can y'all be Americans and go fight for this country? It's always something that harms us and does not benefit us and benefits everybody else. Let Vladimir Putin pop off tomorrow and they're going to be calling up every damn FBA as fast as they can. 1-800-FBA, come save my ass is what they're going to be dialing. And we've been American the whole time. They only want us to be American when it's to go fight. They only want us to be American when it's go build. But they don't ever want us to be American when it ain't got nothing to do with them, when we're being independent. That's when it becomes such a dreaded thing. Y'all look at this right here when we speak of dreaded things. These individuals have lost their mind, y'all. They've literally lost their mind. However, brothers and sisters are letting it be known, we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn, never have, never will. We focus on ourselves because while they're playing games, the problem is you can't dictate our citizenship. We're foundational Black Americans, not because the W said so, not because the government said so, because we said so. And we done moved into the we said so era, and it feel mighty fine, y'all. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about brothers and sisters. We don't give a damn. We holding it down. We standing on our own business, and we don't give a damn about what you think.
About this Bad Bunny situation. Like, they calling people racist because they don't like the dude's performance. But there were people who performed in the past that were Black that I didn't like their Super Bowl performance, and I let that be known. Just because someone doesn't like a performance doesn't make them racist, doesn't make them like the white man. It doesn't make them bigoted. We just, like, some people just didn't like the damn music. So what you telling me? The fact that Bad Bunny got on stage and performed, opinions never existed? Like, when did this start happening? When Kid Rock performed, he had opinions about what he said. When Jay-Z got up there and performed. When Beyonce caught heat when she got up there and performed. Hell, even Michael Jackson. Hell, even I could have sworn Usher got up there. Everybody had criticism, but all of a sudden when Bad Bunny gets on stage, there is no type of opinion. It never existed before. And I'm not gonna lie, some of the songs from Bad Bunny I do like, but I wasn't digging that performance. Straight like that. Like, I don't understand why y'all trying to turn this to a racial thing because someone didn't like the music. I understand. He's the first Latino or something like that to perform at the Super Bowl, first Puerto Rican. I got love for Puerto Ricans. There is no heat over here. It's a fucking concert. So this is my thing. Was the whole world supposed to like the Bad Bunny concert? Was everybody in the whole fucking world supposed to be like, this is great? No. I understand that people who was happy about the Bad Bunny concert and shit, like they was happy because their culture was involved. Nothing's wrong with that. But trying to force people to like some shit just because you culturally felt something for it or some shit like that doesn't mean that just because someone else doesn't like it doesn't mean it's bad.
But it's only bad when it applies to us, though. That's what everybody's got to understand. It's only bad with Black Americans. How do you know this, family? It's because they're not going around and they're not criticizing everybody else. I just showed you 2 news segments from the dominant society. The first guy started off and he started talking about Dominican rats. Y'all see what he said? And then you seen the next guy, he started making fun of people who've been unalived in caravans. And he made a joke and said, too soon? Look at the vitriol coming from them. Look at the vitriol. Kid Rock say something about y'all every week. Don't say nothing. Fam, I ain't seen no damn videos with them getting realistic about what the W was saying about them. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it because they're always skipping over the W because they want to focus on Black Americans. That's what it's really about. Because we are their meal ticket. And quite frankly, they're just sitting there focused on the meal ticket that they want. And brothers and sisters, we ain't got to explain nothing to these people. We ain't got to explain nothing because let me tell you something. Does it matter if you explain at this point? Does it matter, fam? They're going to always say the same exact thing about Black Americans because it's not about facts at this point. Right now, it's simply about these people being anti-us. That is what it is. And family, they'll just make things up. It doesn't matter. You tell everybody that foundational Black Americans are lineage. They say, no, it isn't. You tell everybody that we don't have a leader. They say, yeah, you do. You tell everybody we built America. They say, no, you didn't. We tell everybody we just didn't care about Bad Bunny's performance. They say, yes, you did. Y'all hated on it. You xenophobic. So family, if they going to do the I said so game, we need to do the I said so game. And if you ain't trying to play the I said so game, then I'm telling you, you need to sit your ass down and leave it up to the regulators because this is no time and place for a bunch of soft people because that ain't going to yield the results that we need. Let me show y'all this as well as we go down the line. There's been a lot of things that these people been out here talking about, family. There's been a lot of things that have been said. He went out there, family, and he got rid of all of his Instagram. And he did this right before. Why did that happen, family? And I'm going to tell you why. Bad Bunny started deleting a lot of things that were on his Instagram simply because the W's was dragging him on Instagram. The W's was lighting him up on Instagram so damn bad, family. So what did he do? What did he do, family? He went and he stopped his Instagram. It wasn't because of us. It wasn't Black Americans why he went back and said, nuh-uh, cut that, clip that, get that out the way. No, Black Americans didn't do that. No. He had to do all of that because them W's were saying they didn't like him. Them W's were saying they was going to quit watching the NFL. Them W's said they didn't agree. So that is all because of this. So you can't tell me that you ain't been hearing what they've been saying about your people. Bad Bunny knew it. Family, I was on the Instagram before the Super Bowl because I already knew what was going to happen. And it was nothing but some Turning Point USA. I think I damn near seen Charlie Kirk. I seen his ghost on there. And he was still racist. And he was calling Bad Bunny all types of names. You ain't got no smoke for him, though. And speaking of that, how many of you guys remember when Charlie Kirk got unalived, how many Latinos, in particular Puerto Ricans, were making videos crying? A lot of them was making a hell of a lot of videos. Man, they was crying. It was, oh, Charlie. Notice all the tears were flowing from areas that weren't in Black America. Just like all the I want to be a W comes from people who aren't from Black America. The only people who stand on business is Black Americans. Nobody else does. This is why we put it into the Black and Brown no religion, fam. You got to treat it like this. Anybody talking that Black and Brown no religion stuff, that is an open public op because this is nothing more to undermine us. Fam, we ain't got on the front line of their protests. So they gave us the Grammys. So they give us the Super Bowl performance. This is all turned into a pro-immigrant propaganda targeting of Black Americans. That's what it is, fam. You notice the underlining in all of this is Black people. It's always about us. It has nothing to do with us, but somehow they make it about us. Look at this guy right here. When I tell people that they make things about us that truly isn't, look at it. This man right here. Why are Black Americans so angry at Puerto Ricans being proud of who we are? Family, how many of y'all give a damn? How many of y'all talk about that? When was the last time, family, brothers and sisters, when was the last time, honestly, a Puerto Rican even came up in your conversation? When was the last time, brothers and sisters, when was the last time you even mentioned the Puerto Rican? I'm suspecting it's between the last 5 years to 10, if you want to go there. We only mention them when they mention us, and then we get right back to business. Them, however, they think about us every single turning moment of the day. Watch this.
African Americans, I don't know why African Americans are so angry at the fact that Puerto Ricans are proud of who they are, their cultural identity. Here's this guy right here saying that Puerto Ricans are supposedly so proud, but we live under the boot of America. Is that true? No, that's actually false. It's a dysphomism in order to discourage us out of feeling pride for our culture. But you know who is living and who remains living under the boot of America? Black American. Take into account that in the 1800s, almost 40 or 50 years before slavery was abolished, Republicans founded the American Colonization Society to offer people of African descent to head back to Africa, their motherland, as freed men. The majority of them,
our motherland, fam, this is all coming from the DNC. These are DNC talking points. People of color us, xenophobic us, and throw in an African the same way they threw in the RBG flag on Coco Jones. Notice you saw that boy, he think he's slick. He had to throw in the African thing, didn't he?
to offer people of African descent to head back to Africa, their motherland, as freed men. The majority of them chose to remain under the heel of white Americans as slaves here in America, and a small minority went to Africa and started Liberia. I don't know why African Americans are so angry.
There you go, family. Why Black Americans are so angry. Look how he started that off. Look how he started. I don't know why Black Americans are so angry at Puerto Ricans. I don't know why Black Americans are so xenophobic. I don't know why Black Americans won't let me steal they ish. That's what they really saying. Family, they can't move us physically. They know better. They can't move us politically. They can't move us socially. So they got to use all these little backdoor avenue ways of trying to push us out the way because they see that shiny spot of citizenship. They see that shiny spot of perhaps they can get our reparations. Then this is why they can tie it all in. And this is why they can say we're all one. All of that has I would say a middle, beginning, and an end. However, there ain't no beginning or no middle, and the end ain't gonna be them getting nothing from us. So quite frankly, it's just them lollygagging and trying to make things up. They know damn well that foundational Black Americans and our foundational Black American grassroots have made so many gains, they can't combat it. They can't combat it. Nobody can, family. We're moving along way too fast for these people, and it's making a lot of individuals upset. A lot of people right now, my brothers and sisters, are absolutely afraid. A lot of them are. How afraid are they, family? I'm going to show y'all something else, and it all ties in. Let me show y'all. Now they're saying that Black Americans and people of color need to all team up. Watch it now. Watch it, family. Trust me. I want you to see and identify the subtleties and the variables that are going on with these individuals trying to replace us from our birthright, which is America. And the fact that they can't do that socially, politically, now they're trying to get to an avenue and to an area where they can make us believe that we're all a part of something bigger and greater than America. Family, we are America. And we're not going to turn on America so we can be a part of a no such thing invisible organization, a no such thing invisible political party, a no such thing invisible coalition. Watch this right here, family. We are now being openly recruited to team up with all the people of color, and they're telling us we should do it to bring down W's. You will not believe this, family. Watch what I'm about to show y'all. And it's all a part of the same agenda with the halftime show, the same agenda with all these Latinos getting mad at us on TikTok, and the same agenda with the Grammy Awards just last week. Watch this. These individuals think they slick, family. They really do. But I'm telling y'all now, it ain't gonna work. Congressmen suggest ethnic groups take over white America? Watch this.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning, because we are the majority in this country now. We have the ability to take over this country and to do what is needed for everyone and to make things fair. But the problem is our communities are divided. They're completely divided.
I don't know who wants to tell this woke Congressman Gene Wu, but blacks don't like Latinos, and Latinos don't like blacks. Neither of them like Asians, and Asians don't like anybody. So
stop. Look how they out here playing, family. And then the W man comes on. He starts talking about who black people don't like. Look at that, fam. He makes all of those statements, and then he makes sure to throw in, and they don't like this, and they don't like that. No, black folks don't care. Black folks don't give a damn. Listen to this, fam. This is why we've delineated. We've delineated away from this, brothers and sisters. You have Jackie Chan talking about we need to team up, and then immediately Brad comes in and tries to make it look like it's a 50-50 thing. Blacks don't like this, and they don't like that. No. Blacks don't give a damn. They are continuously trying to get us emotionally involved to make us care. We don't care. I want my brothers and sisters to feel this. Notice how much these people get mad when you don't care, when you are indifferent, when you have no feelings and no emotion. They want us to get involved by hook or by crook. They're saying, black folks, don't you get mad now? Don't you get irritated? I know you're frustrated, huh? Don't you want to go over there and do that now? Notice everything is persuasive. Everything's trying to persuade us into something. And that W's doing the same thing. We're going to talk about Meth Head Matthew the same way we're going to talk about Yao Ming. It's the same game because Yao Ming and Meth Head Matthew, they both feel the same way about black Americans. Let me tell you how easy peasy it is for black folks, family. If you want to know the condition, the atmosphere, and the environment of the planet Earth as black folks, you go find the most racist person you can find. Go find them. Go find the most racist person, fam. You can go to a damn Klan rally. Pick out the most racist person you can find and then apply him to every single race, every single lineage, every single continent. And that's how they all feel about black people. Case closed, go home. You ain't got to go one by one, two. You ain't got to have no damn interviews. Ain't nobody got to come with their suit on and have a resume. You ain't got to do that. Go find the most racist person that you can find and duplicate him all across the planet Earth. And there's your answer. Because guess what? They all feel the same way about you. The people of color feel the same way about you as the dominant society. The dominant society feels the same way about you as the minority. The minority feels the same way about you as the Pan-African. The Pan-African feels the same way about you as the Black and Brown coalition. Black folks, you ain't got to go all the way down the line and talk to people. That's too much goddamn time. I ain't got that kind of time. I'm trying to get paid. Reparations ain't waiting on no damn body. You got to go out and get it. So we just going to fast forward to the end of this damn movie. All of y'all are anti-black until further notice. And if you ain't anti-black, then you need to just go ahead and get out of our way. Because remember, fam, somebody who got your back will not present themselves. They just do. So a lot of folks be waiting around saying, no, he's a rider now. He did. I don't give a damn what he did. He could did and get the hell out of my way. Because we got business to focus on. And we got an agenda that we are trying to accomplish. All of these people are anti-black. That's just the way the game works. The game of life, family, is a game where everybody don't like black Americans. Just to let you know that. And anybody telling you different is just trying to fool you. And here's the kicker. If Black Alpha comes to you right now, we are 3.2, 3.3 thousand deep right now, y'all. If I come to any 3,000 of y'all and tell you that the world is anti-black, the world is anti your family, the world is anti your kid, they want their kids to do to you what their ancestors did to your ancestors. If I tell you that right now, and then somebody else walks in and they say, that's not true, Black Alpha, don't tell that to the 3,000 people in here. I'm going to simply say, okay, let's use statistics and facts and just reality to prove which point is the real one. You present to me, anybody who would disagree with what I'm saying, you present to me history, documented evidence of everybody loving black people, and you will have nothing to show for it. Now, me, I'm going to show you evidence of everybody hating black folks. How much time you got? Because we might be here a long damn time. I don't know, until this time next year. So if you're simply just judging this off of evidence, the evidence is clearly on my side. So that means anybody telling you the opposite, the antithesis of what I'm telling you right now, is trying to fool you, to walk you off a cliff. You show me the riders that you got, I'll wait. And I'll show you everybody who's not a rider. You show me all the solidarity that you say we had. I'll wait, and I'll show you all the solidarity that ain't there. You show me all the people that been side by side with black folks when we were being oppressed and brutalized. And there won't be anybody, zero. Now, if I showed you all the people that were doing the oppression and all the people who were doing the brutality, and then all the people of color, including Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and Venezuelans that were on the sideline cheering it. Fam, let me tell you something nobody's going to tell you, but your brother Black Alpha going to tell you. These people were all applauding Black American oppression. These people applauded Black American oppression during slavery. They applauded it during Jim Crow, the whole civil rights era, black codes. They were doing it during Rodney King. They were doing it during Trayvon Martin. They're doing it today. They applaud Black American oppression. They only act like they're down with it because they want Black Americans' place. Because these people are the ones who want to be down with the dominant society, and they feel it'll be whatever it is to get to the dominant society, even if they got to be anti-Black American in the process. And family, let me show y'all how Black Americans, we ain't been falling for none of that gambit. Even our elderly folks was watching it, and they was like, what the hell is this? What the hell's going on? Let me show y'all this. Look at it. Shout out to all the grandmamas on the planet, because there's a hell of a lot of grandmas up in here right now. Shout out to all of y'all. Watch this right here, family, and then tell me, why should Black Americans put on the cape for anybody? Because we don't know these people. Watch this.
Who is this man? Golly. You can't sing. I mean, like, what is this? Golly. This is ridiculous. They got the American flag and all these other flags. Yeah, God bless you too. Get off the stage. Please get off the stage. Get off. Put the game back on. I can't stand this. Tell me that. I mean, what in the world is all this foolishness? Thank you. Get off the stage, please. Jeez.
Shout out to Grandma. Shout out to Grandma, family. And that's what we were doing right there. Shout out to Grandma. Much love to Grandma. I got to hear Grandma's last part one more time. One more time, Grandma. Tell the world.
Thank you. Get off the stage, please. Jesus.
There you go, fam. Shout out to Grandma, because Grandma go tell the truth. And that's about the extent of how Black Americans felt about any of this. Black Americans did not care. At most, family, Black Americans saying, I don't understand this. They ain't speaking English. Click. Or there were a hell of a lot of Black Americans like the ones I know that didn't even watch. How many of y'all didn't watch? Family, let me ask y'all a question. We in here deep right now, man. We in here. We certified, baby. We certified. Shout out to Grandma, by the way. Grandma, you got 3,000 Black Americans loving you right now. Much respect. Let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all did not watch the Super Bowl halftime performance by Bad Bunny? How many of you guys did not watch that? Because the general consensus that I know from having my ear to the street and my thumb on the pulse is that Black Americans, quite frankly, just weren't concerned because we don't listen to that type of music anyway. How many of you guys didn't watch, refused to watch, didn't bother to watch? Shout out to you. Somebody said, not me. Somebody said, hell no. Shout out. I seen another hell no while I was saying the first hell no. Never watched. Not me. Didn't watch. Family, how we got all these didn't watches, but everybody swears that we watched it and then we were racist towards Puerto Ricans? How the hell we get this big of a gap between reality and fantasy? Somebody lying and we know it's them. Look at all these no's. Hell no, didn't watch. Hell no, not me, never would, refused to. Every way that we could articulate we wasn't watching it is a fact. We didn't watch it. So how did it go from Black Americans did not watch the halftime performance to somehow Black Americans are public enemy number one? They skipped over the dominant society. They skipped over the Miracle Whip. They skipped over the Mayo. They skipped over Fox News and Kid Rock. Your real problem is with all them white folks who've been out here going in on you. Your real problem is with all them W's who've been throwing dirt on y'all. It ain't Black Americans. And I find it real strange the fact that Latinos ain't saying nothing about the dominant society that's been dragging them through the mud. The dominant society dislike y'all so much, they had another halftime performance already set up a month in advance because they already weren't rocking with you. The dominant society don't like you so damn much, Bad Bunny had to close his Instagram. There wasn't Black folks in his comment section. Black folks don't go to Bad Bunny's Instagram and hate, tweet, text, type, none of that. So what we talking about here, family? This is really anti-Black American racism coming from the Latino community. And the Latino community is using Bad Bunny's halftime performance as a prop to attack Black folks and exhibit the previous anti-Black American hatred that they already had. The same exact way that they used the Grammys to attack Black folks with their previous anti-Black American hatred that they already had. That's the name of the game, family. These people get abused by W's, they blame it on Black folks. These people get abused by the dominant society, they point the finger at us because they can never challenge the dominant society because they want to be a part of the dominant society. You can't challenge the system of supremacy when you are a mascot for the system of supremacy. They'll never say nothing about white folks because then they can't be an honorary white. Because remember, most of them don't believe that they're melanated. Most of them don't feel that they are on team melanin. Most of them don't even know what melanin is, but they damn sure know what W is. So that's the difference between us and them, family. And this is why Black Americans have been calling it out, family. And this is why Black Americans ain't folding, ain't falling. We ain't going for none of that, y'all. This is what it's always been. Let me show y'all this as well. These individuals know. And remember this, family. That's because these people don't believe that they're people of color. They just think that they're dark white. The dark white community strikes again. But remember, you can worry about Black Americans. You can hate on Black Americans. You can make up all of these lies about Black Americans. That still don't change the fact that them W's don't want you here. And them W's is running your name through the mud. You better worry about them and quit worrying about us. Look at this, fam. This is what I'm talking about. As we talk about what needs to be talked about because we the only ones talking about it. That's what it is in America, fam. Black Americans are the only ones speaking truth, and Black Americans are the only ones who got something real to say. Everybody else is just out here faking. Look at this. This guy comes out, he tells us speaking English don't matter. He said, no, well, why speak English? He said, that's not the point. The point ain't to speak English. Notice, y'all, they're blaming us because we don't want to listen to something that ain't in English. Look at this, fam. Here we go. This is Mr. Puerto Rico, number 59. And he says, who cares about language? Watch this.
Bad Bunny on the halftime because they didn't understand what he was saying, right? That was the whole point. See, for years, they've been telling us to speak English, right? And when they come to our island, we don't tell them to speak Spanish. Boricuas, Puerto Ricans, are Americans. We're the first Spanish-speaking Americans. So if you didn't understand, that was the whole point. And now you understand.
Wait. The point was for us to not understand. Fam, listen to this. The point was for us not to understand what's going on. The point was for us to not understand the language. And by the way, yeah, of course you're not going to ever go tell the W to speak Spanish when he comes to Puerto Rico. You ain't never going to call out the W because you love him too damn much. So stop playing with me about we don't never ask them to do nothing. You ain't never challenged the W at all in the first damn place. So don't act like now that you don't ever call him out. You're scared to for all the reasons I just stated. So stop playing with me. Stop playing. None of that go, no, hell no, stop playing. You ain't going to ever say nothing about the W at all because that's your daddy. Fam, we got to remember this. And I'm going to go there. As I'm going there tonight, fam, y'all can see I woke up on 100, so it don't even matter. Family, can we just say what needs to be said again for the millionth time? These people are never going to go after daddy. The W's their daddy. It's their slave master daddy. They will never go against him. You got to remember, fam, you know why everybody's upset? I'm going to say this for the millionth time. And this is the millionth reason why they're upset. Because this is typically what happens when you got COONs who ain't got no friends, fam. Let me tell y'all this. The reason why these individuals are so upset is because Black Americans are the only people who can feed ourselves. I said it, I meant it, and I'll say it again. They're mad because we can feed ourselves and they cannot. Puerto Ricans are upset because Puerto Ricans need America to feed them. Mexico needs America to feed them. Africa needs America to feed them. The whole damn planet Earth needs America to feed them. And they're upset because we're the only people that feed our damn self. We're the only people who know how to prepare our plate. Family, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't even going to lie to you, fam. I got some soul food in the refrigerator, and tonight after the broadcast, I'm going in. I'm just being honest with you. And I'm going to do the same thing again tomorrow. Black Americans is out here at our barbecues and our picnics, and we line dancing, feeding ourselves. Black Americans is out here two-stepping, feeding ourselves. We're being hated on by the I can't feed myself community. And they have a lot of, I envy you because you know how to prepare a plate. These people cannot prepare a plate. Why do you think whenever they get mad, they say, y'all gonna kick us out of the country? That means I'm taking all the fajitas, I'm taking the burritos, I'm taking all the tamales. If a tamale and a burrito is the only leverage you're bringing to the international table to buck the system of supremacy, you ain't doing nothing. And this is why they're so angry and upset at Black folks, family, is because they look at us and say, damn, no matter what them Black Americans have been through, you can't deny they feed themselves. Fam, we fed ourselves during slavery, okay? We created meals while these people were trying to oppress us. What these people doing? Starving, upset, ain't got nothing in your belly tonight. You're upset, down bad. Your taco truck done got raided by ICE. I know what's going on. Hey, listen, if I couldn't feed myself, I'd be upset as well. I'd be upset as well. It's not my problem that I come from a lineage and my grandparents and grandparents passed down to me the spirit of you got to go out and put some food on the table. They say we got to go to Black people to go get food on our table. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice that? Let me say this. The white man doesn't prepare the meal for the people of color. No, the people of color try to take the meal from Black Americans. They walk in the house, they walk through the living room, they walk into the refrigerator, take the food and go. Or Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris writes them a pass to take our food. Delineation then said you can't have none of our food. And now there's a hell of a lot of starving tethers. Family, they're not mad. They're not upset. They're hungry. They're hungry little tethers. They little tether stomachs is rumbling. They little flea bees, them little fleer babies is over there, upset, hungry, can't get them some baby food, some baby formula. No, that's going to my baby. That's staying in my house because I worked for it, because I built America. You can have Bad Bunny. Don't be mad. Fam, how about this? We'll eat tonight and you can have all the Bad Bunny performances. Matter of fact, you can have the Super Bowl next year and you can have it the year after. Because Black Americans, I'll take food over a Bad Bunny performance. I'll take eating tonight over the Super Bowl. I'll take having a whole refrigerator over having nothing to show for it but a tamale and deportation. Look at this, family. This is what I mean when I tell y'all that these individuals is down bad and broken. They continuously put out all of these lies, and look what they're doing now, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that, family. Look at who's competing with who? Who's competing with who? Look at this, fam. Bad Bunny Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. One day ago, 48 million for Bad Bunny, 38 million for Usher. Now they done drug Usher into this, fam. Y'all got some real anti-Black American sentiments. Y'all dragging in Black folks that ain't got nothing to do with this. Usher is somewhere right now relaxing. And they out here dragging Usher into it. Fam, they drug Usher into it. They drug Chris Brown into it. They dragging us into it. They just dragging a whole Black community into their fake propaganda of we ain't good people of color for them. Y'all see this? Look at your screen, family. Now they bringing Usher into this, fam. If Usher did it, it's because of Usher. Usher's the one. How about this one, fam? I told y'all they keep putting these out. Look at that, my good brothers and sisters. Did you guys see this right here? Bad Bunny breaks Michael Jackson's record. Why would you put verses? There's no competition. You think you competing with Mike? You think you competing with Michael Jackson? And look at the picture too, y'all. Y'all see how they got the picture that looks like the same thing? Y'all see that, family? How many of y'all noticing that? Look at the picture they got. Bad Bunny next to Michael Jackson. Say trying to create this thing like there's some type of issue. There's some type of problem there. Like they're on par. Like they got the same kind of vibe. Bad Bunny does not belong in the same breath as Usher, Michael Jackson, or Chris Brown at all. But yet they continuously bring it up. Family, these people are wanting smoke with us. Don't be mad when we give them the smoke now. See, because what they want to do, they want to insult us, slur us, and troll us. And then when we say, hey, knock it off, then they want to say you being xenophobic. Family, the line is simple. They basically say if Black Americans do not slave for us, work for us, benefit us, then Black Americans are bad. That's the dictatorship in which they're trying to put us all in. That's the frame that they're trying to keep Black Americans locked down and tied into. And we're not going for it at all. Look at this right here, family. This is what I mean by these individuals. When I just told y'all that they're saying if you didn't like that, you're xenophobic, that's what they're saying. They're saying straight up. They're not saying Black folks just didn't listen to it. They're not saying Black folks don't care. They're saying if Black Americans didn't like Bad Bunny, then Black Americans are xenophobic. And then let me tell you this. How do you know that this was a premeditated targeting of Black Americans? Is because the things that they're saying are the same exact things that all the tethers say that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. I want you guys to notice that. Everything that they're saying isn't new. They got a head start on all this. What they're saying about Black Americans today is what they've been saying. Oh yeah, I'm telling y'all, fam, they out there going in on Michael Jackson. They out there dogging Mike. I see some people earlier saying Mike was cool, but man, when are we going to start, family line? They said, when are we going to have the conversation about Bad Bunny and Michael Jackson now? We need to talk about this now. When we going to have a discussion about, is Michael Jackson really the king of pop? You don't believe me? Go get on social media right now, come back to the channel, and then I'll still be here roasting, family. I got time today. We ain't going nowhere. Go to social media, type in Michael Jackson and Bad Bunny, and watch all the comparisons, and then watch the straight up slander of Mike. I seen these people start bringing up Michael Jackson's cases. They were like, Bad Bunny ain't got them cases, though. Let's be real now. Bad Bunny ain't got no cases of doing nothing to nobody. They hating on Mike. All my Michael Jackson fans, I need you to stand up. These people out here going in on Mike Jackson, all because of Bad Bunny. So let's make this straight, family. Let's make this straight. Bad Bunny has his Super Bowl halftime performance that Black people, for the most part, were not concerned with, didn't care, and just didn't watch. Very simple and indifferent. Ain't hurting nobody. Wake up the next day, and in masses, the Latino community are attacking and targeting Black folks for no reason. These people are dragging in Chris Brown. They done drug in Usher, and they are out here slandering Michael Jackson's name. They're making false comparisons between Bad Bunny and Michael Jackson, almost alluding to the point that Michael Jackson needs to take a step back to number 2, and Bad Bunny's really number 1. He's the international superstar, and Michael Jackson's just a guy. Family, they're out there openly trying to drag us into it. How do you know? It's because this was already premeditated anti-Black American racism. Trust me, before the Bad Bunny halftime performance at the Super Bowl, these people already harbored all this ill will towards Black Americans. It just took the halftime performance for it all to come out. The same way it took the Grammys for it to come out with Shabusi. The same way it took a hurricane to come out with the Jamaicans. These people woke up today, woke up 20 years ago, hating on Black Americans. And they're using everything that they can to target Black Americans, to blame Black Americans, and just to, quite frankly, wish that they were Black Americans. And this is how it all unfolds. Look at this, fam. This individual right here says, if you didn't like the performance, you were xenophobic. And remember, y'all, they talking to us. Look at it. Here we go. Watch this. Another bonnet covering up the forehead. Watch this, family. You didn't enjoy Bad Bunny's halftime shows because you're xenophobic.
I enjoyed Bad Bunny's performance. You were xenophobic. There is no if, ands, or buts. The reason why you didn't enjoy the performance, well, let's insert some of the reasons what y'all said. Y'all said that it was not an American-centered performance. And that lets me know that the indoctrination that is the United States of America is working because y'all don't understand how maps work. Right? Because if you understood how maps work, then you would have understood that when he said, God bless America, and then proceeded to list all of the Americas, you would have opened up your map and you would have seen that all of those countries are, in fact, American countries.
No, we're talking about the United States of America. Fam, you look how they trying to spin it now. Technically, America's family ain't no technically's America's. Those are all independent sovereign nations, and this is the United States. Are they trying to all Americas matter the United States? Hold on. Whoa, I'll get to that in a minute. Let Ms. Bonnet talk.
Right. What you're saying is when you say that is that it was not a United States of America centered performance, and that in itself is xenophobic. And it's also highlighting the fact that you guys are very limited individuals. It's highlighting the fact that you guys are limited in your critical thinking skills and limited in your empathy, because you also are saying things like, oh, he did not speak English, so therefore that's also not an American performance. And again, I understand that the orange orangutan has thrown things for a loop. And you can't tell whether it's up, down, left, right, or brown, or upside down, right? But he did not change the fact that there is no official language in the United States. So when y'all get on here and proudly say things like, I did not enjoy the performance, or I did not understand the performance, you are essentially saying that you are okay with the state of America. Because you guys probably enjoyed the Super Bowl commercials. Because the Super Bowl commercials also tell you that we're living in two separate Americas, and there's the one that enjoyed the halftime performance, right? And then there's the other half that did not. And those people more than likely are aligning with the things that they saw in the commercial, and that is with the heavy push of AI, right? And the dehumanization.
Stop, freeze, family. There you go. There you go. There you go. You notice, family, they're always trying to make it like a Democrat Republican thing. You ever notice that? It's like it's a Democrat and Republican thing if you didn't agree. This is the only thing they got, fam. They got to always try to make it look like that's MAGA. That's that MAGA stuff you doing right there. I see that. That's MAGA. It ain't got nothing to do with MAGA why black folks didn't listen to it. Because let me tell you something. Black Americans ain't no damn MAGA. So nice try there. But do you see exactly what we're talking about, family? They just telling you xenophobic if you didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And let's be real. You're talking to W folks. Family, why? If she was talking to white folks, she would have just said it. Or they're not talking about white folks. They're talking about black folks. If she was talking to W, she would have said it. I still ain't seen them call out the dominant society. They still ain't called out the dominant society at all. I'm sitting here showing you all of these people from the dominant society who dragging them, and they still ain't mentioned one other word. They're quiet about it. They ain't got nothing to say about the people who going full in on them. They got something to say about us. Think about this, fam. They're going in and attacking the people who aren't saying nothing, the people who are silent, but they're not saying nothing about the people who are the most loud and aggressive towards them. That's what we call a coward. That's coward energy, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you now, that is straight up and down cowardly energy. You got time to say something about black Americans, but you ain't saying nothing about W's. Let's be real, fam. Until yesterday, this whole shenanigans was really about W's not liking them. How the hell did it turn into black folks not liking them? Because they're not allowed to go after Massa for a lot of reasons. You got to remember this too, fam. And it's funny, I'm talking about us being able to feed ourselves. You got to remember this too now. If these individuals ever get lippy with the dominant society, they're going to get cut off. Done. Finito. Maybe they'll understand that. They're done for if they get lippy with the dominant society in a multitude of ways. Your immigrants will get cut off. We've heard immigrants say, I can't do nothing because they'll send me home. So the immigrants need America, so they'll never get loud with the dominant society. And then their homelands, they need America because America cut off your foreign aid. What happened as soon as America cut off the foreign aid to all them damn African countries? They start spazzing out every damn where. And also, do you know that without foreign aid from the United States of America, these people will go into a tailspin of violence? Nobody ever talks about that when we talk about third world countries. These third world countries rely on black America to keep the violence down. Okay, when black America does not give our capes and our lending to them, the dominant society will cut them off. And once the dominant society cuts them off, these people start fighting. They need black America so all that damn violence doesn't continue to erupt in them homelands, fam. They're already third world countries. And if you're a third world country, how in the hell are you going to maintain and keep things kosher when clearly you have no money to keep down everything? Fam, it's real for these individuals. And they know it. And this is why you're seeing fear oozing from these folks. I see fear every time these individuals talk. I see fear every time they speak our name. I see fear everything they do. And let me show y'all, and I'm going to show y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all as well. This is a very prominent thing. Let me tell y'all what these individuals doing. Look at your screen. Look at your screen, family. This Fuentes guy. Look at this, fam. Look at that. This man, he drug Kendrick into it. Why Kendrick got to come up again? Family, why? Why? Somebody tell, why Kendrick coming up in any of this? What does got to do with Kendrick? Unsolicited, you're hearing Kendrick Lamar's name come up all the time, family. All the damn time. I was completely biased, but Bad Bunny had an amazing performance. Way better than Kendrick, on God. Y'all see that? You see? Even more. Not Nick Fuentes, excuse me. Aiden Ross. I apologize. Aiden Ross. All the same to me. All non-black Americans. Look at that, fam. Bringing up Kendrick. Bringing up Kendrick. And by the way, Nick Fuentes, I think he said he liked the performance, by the way. So he said he liked it. And then this guy said, it's better than Kendrick Lamar. Again, bringing up Kendrick Lamar, and nobody's mentioning him at all, other than these individuals who are clearly hating on black Americans because they feel that they are better than us. That's what it's all about, fam. They feel that they got some type of up and up against black folks, and they feel that they can get in. So Aiden Ross comes out saying, Nick Fuentes, he did come out and be like, oh, it was a great performance, Don. And that's what it is. Let me show you all this, though, fam. There's two different types of W's. So y'all know how I'm always talking about in the system of supremacy. It's all about tactics. Tactical measures are really what matters. Don't sit there and look and say, well, that's a good one, that's a bad one. Any black person who runs around and talks like there's good and there's bad and there's ups and the down, there's only different tactics. Did you guys see Piers Morgan and Megyn Kelly go at it? Did y'all see that? Oh, man, the rails went off, fam. They went insane. Let me show y'all this. Megyn Kelly, who is one of the supremacists who are straight hardline. She don't give a damn. She ain't trying to be friends or none of that. Piers Morgan, he'll tap dance. But they both feel the same way about black people. Watch this right here, fam. This shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, mind you, Piers Morgan and Megyn Kelly are having this back and forth amongst each other. But you don't see the Latinos mentioning it. Watch. Watch this right here, fam. Here we go. They went at it. This is your W woman from America versus your W man from the UK. And this is how they felt about Bad Bunny.
I'm sorry, Piers, but to get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish.
Damn! They done pissed Megan off. This is Megan menopause. They done pissed off Megan menopause.
I'm sorry, Piers, but to get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. We don't need a black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
Okay, what is the national language, officially, the national language of the United States of America?
I mean, English. And there's been a push for many years to make it an official
you don't have one.
Documented thing.
You don't have one.
If you would have let me finish my comment, I would have pointed that out, but people have been pushing to make it official.
Okay, so you're trying to make official.
This attitude that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances, or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football. And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American. Not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performance.
What? Hey, hold on. Did she say it needs some meatloaf, some fried chicken? Notice she said maybe some fried chicken. Oh, hold up, fam. I'm going to get right on back to Megan menopause. Wait a minute, brothers and sisters. Hold on. Family, did she say it should have some meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken? What she really meaning is, I can handle the black Americans a little bit because they built this thing, but I don't want them Latinos here. There's two different tactics from supremacy, and there's two different supremacists. There's a supremacist who's like, hey, I'd rather deal with black folks. We got history with them. They speak the language. They built America. They fought in every war. Then you got the other supremacist who's like, nah, but the black folks fight back. Let's go get the Latinos because they want to be like us. That's what all this is about, family. So she basically said meatloaf and the fried chicken represented black folks. That's really what they saying, fam. I'm telling you now. She left out the casserole with the raisins. She didn't mention no form of seasoning. So that's her, okay? She talking about the nasty peach cobbler that clobbering all over the place. That's them. The peach cobbler you can have. That ain't no good. Black Americans, on the other hand, she threw that in there. She threw that. That's really what she was saying, fam. She said, we need to have this, and we need to have maybe a little fried chicken, now some soul food now, because the soul food built America. The burritos fled to America. See, this is a whole soul food versus burrito thing, fam. I'm telling y'all, don't put it past these people one bit. Let me get back to that, though, fam. I'm going to get back to their little standoff they having right there, fam. But we're going to get all the way live with it, and we're going to call it out for what it is. I got to run that back, fam. By the way, this is my first time seeing it like it's the first time y'all seen it. Also, notice She said, y'all gonna lose y'all culture the same way. Here we go.
And took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances, or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football. And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American. Not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, maybe some fried chicken, maybe some fried chicken, maybe some fried chicken, and maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performer. That's what the Super Bowl should be.
D-Zam! Woo! Fam, I done seen it all in America. I done seen it all. Maybe some fried chicken, maybe some fried chicken, maybe some fried chicken. Damn! What the hell was that? They out here talking about meatloaf and fried chicken. That was not on the docket, fam. She was remixing that, wasn't she? Maybe some fried chick, maybe some fried chick. Basically, she's saying black folk. Fam, I'm telling you, if you listen, fam, y'all analysts like I'm an analyst. Y'all be watching it like I'll be watching it. I see all the subtleties because I know in the system of supremacy and anti-black racism, it's rooted out of being sneaky. So you got to watch things like food and all that to really know what they really, truly trying to say. Megyn Kelly know what it is. She might have slipped up. She said we need some soul pole. Fried chicken, soul pole. You're really saying what you really feel though there, ain't you, Megan? But you notice Piers Morgan got quiet. Piers Morgan. See, let me tell you about Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan represents the supremacists over there in the UK. And like I tell everybody, in America, let me tell you how the system of supremacy works. The American supremacist is the top dog. And then the Southern American supremacist, he's seen as the made man. They don't respect people like Piers Morgan. That's why when Piers Morgan was over here and he was talking all that stuff about gun rights and stuff, they canceled him and he went back over there to the UK. Remember, Piers Morgan used to be on CNN. Piers Morgan used to be right here in America, and he started to get a little too UK-ish. And them W's here in America, like Megyn Kelly, they was like, hell no, get him out of here. And his show got canceled. Yep. And this is why Donald Trump goes over there. Y'all know we cover it all the time on this channel that they're telling the people over there in the UK, y'all getting y'all stuff taken away. Notice she said that. She said, this is going to happen to y'all. Donald Trump said the same thing. J.D. Vance, he flew over to the UK, told a whole audience of people from over there, y'all got to get y'all country back. They're trying to maintain the system of supremacy. They're trying to maintain it. So they don't like what's going on in the UK. So the same way in the UK, they're trying to run out all the Africans and all the Arabs is the same way here in America. They're trying to run out all them Latinos. Let me say this, fam, as we tie all that back in, as we tie it all in, it's only going to get worse. There's going to be a backlash. Fam, right now, they having fun. Again, you're worrying about Black Americans. Wait till you see this backlash. Wait until you see it. Right now, they think they done up the ante. Republicans want to get their lick back. They want to get their lick back. All the Latinos out there doing what they always do, focusing on Black Americans when they need to be worrying about the W's, making TikTok videos about us the same way. Nigerians are making TikTok videos about us while they're getting bombed up, okay? Mexicans are making TikTok videos about us while they're getting deported. Is the same exact way Puerto Ricans is out there making all them damn TikTok videos, and them W's gonna get their lick back. Matter of fact, family, don't be surprised within the next few days, they start talking about running an investigation on Bad Bunny. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised here in a few days if some congressman puts together some type of policy and law, because you know, if it's a law of supremacy, it goes right through. Don't be surprised if soon they start saying, we need to go ahead and investigate this Bad Bunny guy. He might be spreading the wrong message. Watch, fam. And Bad Bunny thinks it's cool because what happens is that these Latinos think they got the protection from the liberal. So they get bold. They be getting into the face of the Republicans, but they don't understand what we already know. You don't go run to the liberal and you run away from the Republican, because the liberal and the Republican are both going to go home tonight and have that nasty ass unseasoned food that Megyn Kelly was just talking about. That's why she brought up the fried chicken, is because she knows that's the only thing they ever going to have with seasoning. They don't want the seasoning to leave America. Notice, she willing to let the taco truck go. Taco truck, goodbye. I don't want you no more. Tamales, Taco Bell, goodbye. Notice she didn't say and tacos and burritos. She said fried chicken. And that means the people who built America, them FBAs, I don't like them, but damn it, they can stay because we can't get rid of them anyway. Because people respect power. They don't respect fleers. You may not like Black Alpha. You may not like my brothers and sisters in the chat. You may not like our lineage, but you respect it. And that's what it's all about. Trust me, fam, when people go to war, they don't like each other. You go to war because you don't like each other. But You prepare for war because you respect each other. They don't respect the fleer. Fleers don't respect fleers. And people who have these fleers come to their country don't respect them. So that's the way that all boils down. And fam, do y'all know they was out here crying? Fam, can we go there as well? Everybody's talking about the Latinos, right? We're going to go there. Let's go ahead and highlight what I've been highlighting this whole broadcast, family. You see all of the Latinos. Look at all them flags, family. Look at them. Look at them. You see them flags, right? Have y'all noticed they ain't really had too many Haitians out there? How many Haitians did you see get represented? Family, they said the Haitian flag was there, but a lot of people had to search for it and look for it and couldn't find it. Look at this right here, family. First off, let me show you this Afro-Latino. And I'm going to get on these Afro-Latinos here in a minute. Look at this dude right here, family. And he's crying because Bad Bunny with representation. Homeboy, in Latin America, Bad Bunny is your slave master. I don't know where your dark self thinks that you gonna get any respect from a Bad Bunny in Latin America. But watch this, family.
Por representarnos como se debe. Estoy llorando, perro. Sabes por qué estar ahí, perro. Y representar tu bandera con mucho orgullo, perro. Bad Bunny es la mera pija, people. Bad Bunny es la mera verga, pues. Mi respeto para Bad Bunny, perro. Respeto, pues viva los latinos, mi perro. Viva los latinos.
I don't know if y'all can see the captions, fam. Look at it. Long live Latinos. You are oppressed in Latin America, homie. What you think you gonna do with your dark self down there? They got a color caste system. Are you forgetting all this? Hell no. Let's go.
Respeto, pues viva los latinos, mi perro. Viva los latinos, a toda la gente que ha sufrido muchas cosas, pues, ¿me entiende? Todo pasa porque Dios quiere, ¿me entiende? Hay que vivir la vida como Dios quiere. A huevo, Bad Bunny, así se hace, papá. Fuck, el mejor artista del mundo, familia. ¿Cómo lo representó ese loco? ¿Cómo nos representó Bad Bunny, mi perro? Lloré por la vibra que me llevó ese maje. Fuck, disfruté ese show.
Fam, the man says, the captions are at the bottom if you can see them. I cried from the vibe that guy gave me. What the hell? I enjoyed the show like never before, my bro. How did you feel, my bro? I cried, my bro. Look at these people. Look at these defeated folks, family. But fam, somebody was missing from the whole thing. No love for Haitians? Watch Mr. Haitian Man. He's a little upset. Watch.
Is it that at the end of Bad Bunny's performance, he get to shouting out all the different Latin spots? You get to shouting out Jamaica. You get to shouting out Dominican Republic, but don't shout out Haiti? You know who's next door to Dominican Republic, right? You got a problem with the Zoes? You got a problem with the Haitians, Bad Bunny? Why you ain't shout us out? Why you ain't show love to Haiti? That beautiful place. Why you ain't show love to Haiti? You shout Jamaica out and don't shout out Haiti? That's crazy, Bad Bunny. That's crazy. On the biggest stage, you don't shout out Haiti, but you shout out DR, you shout out Jamaica? That don't sit well with my spirit. That don't sit well with my spirit. So how is it that at the end of Bad Bunny's performance, he get to shouting out all...
Stop. Good point in the chat. I never seen him shoot out Jamaica. Did y'all? I didn't see that. I didn't see him shoot out Jamaica. When the hell did he shoot out Jamaica? I didn't see him shoot out Jamaica. Jamaica didn't get no props. But by the way, you just finding that out, Mr. Haitian Man? He said, you got a problem with Haiti, Bad Bunny? Yeah. Bad Bunny and all of the Caribbean don't like you. If you ever want to know about the anti-Black racism that goes on in the Latin community, how it is rampant in the Latin community, look at how they treat Haitians. You got the Dominican Republic and you got Haiti. The people in the Dominican Republic are racist towards Haiti, but all of the other Latin countries, they don't like the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is seen as the N-word Latin country. And then the Dominican Republic, they project all of that onto Haitians. It's 1, 2, 3, a caste system. All of the people in Latin America are anti-Black towards the Dominican Republic because they're too Black. And then the Dominican Republic is anti-black towards Haiti because they're too black. And we would just say they're all mops, melanated other people for discretion. But do you see right there? Hell no, they don't like you. You just figured that out. Fam, don't let these people tell you these lies about the people of color. The people of color are just as racist as the males. That's really what it is. Nobody's going to say that. No one's going to admit it. No one's going to bring it up. But we're going to bring it up, and we're going to admit it, and we're going to say it. This is what it truly is when you start dealing with all of these people of color, family. The people of color are not friendly, windly to anybody who got a little bit of melanin in them. They have a whole system based on what? On skin tone. So there you go. Watch me when I tell y'all this, fam. Brothers and sisters, we was talking about this earlier today. Look at this. Look at this right there. Super Bowl fans sick as they started translating Bad Bunny's X-rated lyrics. This is why I was telling my Black American brothers and sisters, don't you be out there just listening to something just because it sounds good. You don't know what the hell you might be listening to. You don't know what the hell they might be talking about. And I'm going to show you now a little bit of Latino crime. Family, it would only be par for the course if we're sitting here exposing these people's dark secrets. If we're exposing all the things that they don't want to be said. If we're exposing things that Black America been know, the world just don't know it, but Black Alpha gonna tell the world proudly. Let's go there with a little bit of Latino and the Latino crime, fam. You got Latinos coming out and they saying, don't listen to Bad Bunny. They say he's demonic. Look at this, family. This man right here, Latino more than a little bit. And he says that Bad Bunny's lyrics are very demonic. Watch this.
Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl this weekend. The amount of people that are excited to listen to a guy that literally does demonic rituals in his concerts, it's wild. And the fact that so many people are hating on me because I spoke my mind about it and I said that we need a Christian artist in the Super Bowl is absolutely insane. It literally shows how broken we are as a country. This country needs Jesus. We need a Christian artist in the Super Bowl.
Puerto Rico needs Jesus. Wait a minute. I thought Puerto Rico was doing good. Fam, it sounds like they saying Puerto Rico is not as good as they said it was. Hold on now, continue more.
In the Super Bowl this weekend, the amount of people that are excited to listen to a guy that literally does demonic rituals in his concerts, it's wild. And the fact that so many people are hating on me because I spoke my mind about it and I said that we need a Christian artist in the Super Bowl is absolutely insane. It literally shows how broken we are as a country. This country needs Jesus. We need a Christian artist in the Super Bowl. We don't need kids and teenagers listening to that music in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't it be so much better to have an artist that glorifies God instead of pulling people away from it? Anyways, put down in the comments what you guys think.
Whoa! What y'all got going on over there that I don't know about? What's y'all issue? I'm gonna tell you what the issue is, family. A lot of people did go and they translated the music. And family, that music that he be making in some of his lyrics are way worse than any of the rappers that these people be complaining about. I'm not even going to mention some of the lyrics. Y'all just type it in on social media and you'll get all the answers. But I'm telling you now, family, he was out there saying some rhetoric, some degenerate stuff. But that's what happens and that's what goes on with that music, family. So you could already see right there, they got a little Latino and Latino crime. Yep, yeah, out there listening to demonic music. Absolutely. He got a lot of that rainbow stuff going on. He got a hell of a lot of that rainbow stuff going on in his music, fam. A lot of people, if you guys believe, my brothers and sisters, a lot of the stuff that they say goes on in the music industry, a lot of the weird stuff that goes on, a lot of that stuff is in that music. Absolutely. Real witchcraft type stuff is in a lot of those songs, family, especially when they're trying to push an agenda of you know what. Okay. And this is why, if you notice the people dancing, they had all little signs. The men was on the men, the women was on the women. I don't know if I've seen a man and a woman together. You know what I'm saying? They had them out there twerking and then they threw in a bunch of stuff. And yeah, boy, there's a hell of a lot of stuff that go on in that music, fam. A hell of a lot. So all of that right there is exactly, the whole lot of zest. There was a lot of zest in Mr. A lot of people call him Zest Bunny. Okay, so Zest Bunny was out there doing a lot. The Black Americans, we're not listening to them. Don't let nobody come around here. They're always trying to feed you something negative, something bad. We're not listening to a lot of that music, fam. Go ahead. Those who are looking at it and going to check it out, go listen and to some of the people breaking down what is going on inside of his music. It's crazy. So that's why a lot of people were on social media, and the people on social media was like, yo, what the is this dude saying? So Black Americans, we were doing exactly what we do. We're like, nope, hell no, nope. That's y'all over there. And you see dude was talking about the country, because let's go there about Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a failed place. Everybody's going to tell you Puerto Rico is America. They're America on paper, okay? They're America on paper. Isn't it funny, though, fam? They tell us we're not American, but yet we are American, born here, raised here, built this country, been here longer than everybody else. None of that can qualify for being an American, but a Puerto Rican can be. And really what it is that Puerto Ricans are really under the W's armpit. That's really what it is. You're not really an American. You're an American on paper, because you don't really have nothing to show for your Americanisms. That's what it's really about. And foundational Black Americans, we've been watching and witnessing all of this for a long time. And quite frankly, again, for the billionth time, it's our job to do what we want to do. And it's our job to say what we want to say. And we ain't out here bending and we ain't out here folding for no damn body. And you ain't got to like nothing. All you got to do is be certified and on time. And if you certified, that's a 24/7 job. Watch this right here, fam. This guy right here starts talking about how we just didn't listen and didn't care. And the fact that we didn't listen and didn't care, that's all you need. Watch this. This is what we mean, fam. Black Americans don't give a damn and will continue not to. Watch this.
Why would I watch the halftime show or care if I don't understand what he's saying? Like, people are saying you're racist for not wanting to watch or support Bad Bunny. And I'm like, I think that's the problem. I think there's an agenda behind why he's performing, and you're a part of it. I don't understand what he's saying, so I'm not going to listen to it. I don't care. He's not speaking my language. Why are you trying to make me feel uncomfortable on an English-speaking territory? Or in an English-speaking territory, I'm sorry. I don't understand what he's saying, so I don't really care. I don't know why he's performing if he can't speak English. That's just how I feel about it. It's just the NFL. This isn't the World Cup with soccer or something. I can understand that. But it's the NFL. Even in soccer, bro, when they be having like America News or something like that, like these folks translate the post-game interview in English. So I need that at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's the Super Bowl. If you can't translate the song in English, big dog, I'm gonna need you to find somebody else, because I don't know what you're saying. And no, I'm not racist just because I don't know what you're saying, or just because I don't care about what you gotta say because I don't know what you're saying.
Simple as that. Simple as that. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know, fam. If I don't know what you're saying, then what are we talking about then? What the problem is? I don't know what you're saying. Cool. And that's what it is. We don't know. So there. Have y'all noticed, though, this pattern of Black Americans who simply have been showing that we don't care? How many times have we heard a Black American on this broadcast say they don't care? We had 1,000 in the chat earlier, 3,000 to be exact, because we run the place. And everybody was simply stating the same thing over and over and over. We don't care. Do what you do, but we don't care. And family, the fact that we don't care and they keep trying to force us to care, that's exactly what it is. And I wanted you to notice that brother brought up, he knows the agenda that's going on. There's an agenda at play here. So since there's an agenda at play here, let us go in and dive into what this agenda may be. Because you have the music, but then as we were talking about, a lot of the low-key stuff that goes on that they don't talk about, and a lot of the rituals that they don't speak of. Family, have y'all noticed a lot of these people have been plants? Let's go there, family. A lot of these individuals have been plants. They are selected to come up and they get there and then they start pushing these agendas. Look at right now, we were just talking about Shabusi a week ago, right? Shabusi, let's be honest with you, fam. Shabusi is a plant, because guess what? Shabusi gets in and he starts immediately talking like that right there. And isn't it funny, family, that Shabusi be making them real sugary moves, just like Bad Bunny right there. And both of these two individuals were the main ones pushing opposite of Black American agenda at the Grammys and at the Super Bowl. So you got to start looking at these people and saying, hold up, who sent you? You know what? Honestly, and I wish I would have brought it up last week. I talked to my mother last week after the broadcast where we were exposing Shabusi. He might have did like 35,000 views. Who knows? However, my mom made a good point. Doesn't Shabusi and the way they were pushing him and how he comes out immediately and starts kicking that right there, doesn't Shabusi remind you of Lil Nas X? Ain't it the same thing? And matter of fact, doesn't Bad Bunny low-key remind you of the agenda with Lil Nas X? Didn't they come in and say Lil Nas X came up? He was, regular guy on the couch, got a little song, a little single, blew up, crossed the whole planet. Everybody knows it takes thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a hit record, but these people made it out of nowhere. Soon as they get in, what do they start doing? They go full Skittles bag. And then they got a lot of the weird demonic stuff with this fam. If Skittles bag ain't bad enough, if demonic ain't bad enough, family, when they put the two together, they got Skittles witchcraft. These people out here with Skittles witchcraft, family. They got a magic wand that look like the magic rainbow. How the hell your magic wand look like lipstick? Fam, they be mixing them. Don't believe me? Let's go there. Watch this right here, family. This shows you there were more agendas than just the anti-Black agenda. And the anti-Black agenda that they have is them also trying to get us involved with this. Look at this, fam. These individuals think they slick, but we don't fall for nothing. This is another Latino lady, and watch what she says about Bad Bunny.
Supposed to support Bad Bunny and everything that he pushes. What were you doing? You are not supposed to support Bad Bunny and everything that he pushes. What were you doing watching the halftime? You see the evilness, you see the demonic things. Some of you Christians are saying that. And while I get what you're saying, one thing you got to understand, if you're going to be bold to talk about the things the wicked are doing, then you need to be bold to talk about the wolves in sheep clothing in our own home. Because there's a lot of Christians that push hate. They push division, they gossip. They're self-righteous, and they use the word to justify it daily. They come out with videos to bring nothing but fear and panic. The one thing you got to understand is I used to be like that. A Christian that had no love. A Christian that was hateful. And I could never be used by God. Because
Notice that she didn't say that Bad Bunny wasn't doing this. Notice she's saying that basically he kind of is doing it and people shouldn't listen to it. Notice that. Did she deny it? Family, did she deny what those Christians, like the last guy, remember the last guy I showed you was a Puerto Rican Christian, and the Puerto Rican Christian said that Bad Bunny is a bad influence. Notice this woman is not denying it. She's just saying don't pass judgment on it. Fam, we got our damn case solved.
I would lead people away from him. And unfortunately, sometimes what you don't understand, what you think is from God is actually from Satan. Because all you're doing is making it easy for him. Sorry, but it's the truth. I had a lot of people that would come to me saying, you're being used by God, you're doing a great job. And it was lies. Straight lies. But that's the thing, you got to be careful. There's a way that we do it. People need to know. Nobody needs to keep hearing that their sins lead them to hell. They know. I guarantee if you ask Bad Bunny, he knows. Because he...
Ooh, damn. You straight snitching.
You ask Bad Bunny, he knows. Because he heard it. But you know what he probably won't hear? God loves him and has a plan for his life. He probably won't hear that. Because a lot of people ain't going to say that.
Damn, what the heck do they got going on in Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny? What is all that? She getting all extra too. Do you know that Bad Bunny won't hear that, but the music and the demonic nature of the craft is in the soul and God will come and talk to me? They got a hell of a lot going on, and that ties into what I started saying earlier in the broadcast about protect your energy from a lot of this music that these individuals are trying to push on you. Think about this, family. If you are listening to a music where you don't even know the lyrics, then family, you done open your door for every damn thing. Not just the damn Democrats, not just the hating, not just the agenda to erase and replace us. Fam, you done open it for a whole nother ball game. And that's exactly what that woman was talking about. And notice, she didn't deny it. As a matter of fact, she basically said it's true. It's just don't blame anybody. And that's exactly what we're talking about with these individuals. Let me take it a step further as well, fam. How do you know that there was an agenda, an erasure, an agenda to push upon Black Americans the whole damn time? I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. First off, protect your energy, protect your frequencies, be a foundational Black American because you a foundational Black American and you said so. But on top of being all of those things, family, you also got to understand when you're standing on lineage business, all them outside frequencies need not apply. You walk around with a force field. That's what delineation is. And do you know, fam, now that they're trying to tell us that illegals are coming here getting deported, but they're trying to tell us that they're hiding the real numbers of Black people, but they won't say Black Americans. This came out immediately following the Bad Bunny performance. And this ties you in exactly to what we're referencing. Look at this right here, fam. I've been waiting to show y'all Black Americans this all damn day. Look at, I almost forgot. Look at this, y'all. Beyond the Skittles bag witchcraft, beyond the Black and brown coalition, beyond the leeches of color, look how they be trying to be slick. And now they're saying Black people are getting deported and it might be Black Americans. Watch this. This is what we mean with these folks. Silent deportation of Black immigrants. Watch and enjoy.
There's a huge issue in this country. It is the silent deportation of Black people. And of course, it's not silent as those Black folks are getting ripped from their families, getting forced into bands and forced to go different places, even into different deportation centers. Maybe they're forced to go into different areas. I don't know. But what I do know is that the silent deportation of Black folks do not get reported on the news. And even if it is deported on the news, they won't call them Black. They will call them by their nationality.
Did she say even if it's deported on the news? You mean reported on the news, slowpoke?
Folks do not get reported on the news. And even if it is deported on the news, they won't call them Black. They will call them by their nationality. They will ignore their Blackness and they will put their nationality first. Good. So that people don't associate what's happening with the Black people, what's going on. But we see it. I see it. Black folks see it. But many people who are not Black don't have the comprehension and the racial knowledge to see what's going on. And so they stick with the narrative. Latino folks are being deported only. And that's not necessarily true.
Stop. That's good. Did you hear what she said, family? She said they're not reporting them being Black. They're reporting their nationalities. This is her upset with delineation. Delineation is forcing you to put your nationality. You see how they're crashing out now? They got to hold their own nationality nuts. Y'all see? Now everybody got to hold them nationality nuts. She's out there saying, they'll say it's Black people, but they'll put up the nationality. Oh, you wish it was a time frame where it was only Black. You wish it was a time frame where you can elude and persuade people to think it was Black Americans. Now you see these people upset, family. This is delineation, brothers and sisters. This is why they're hurting, brothers and sisters. Now they're complaining that their nationality has to be seen. Well, yeah, your nationality has to be seen because you like to wave your nationality whenever you have a victory, whenever you have a Super Bowl performance. Look at this right here. Super Bowl performance. You guys are waving your nationality. Oh, now it ain't nationality. So it can be nationality all damn day long, right then and there. But soon as it turns into delineation, now you want to turn around and say, well, what about just saying Black? No, we ain't just saying Black. We did that. FBA did that. That's an old saying we said here for all the new riders, family. The day ones know FBA did that. So now they're having tears and they're crying because their nationality is getting put on all them headlines. They loved it when you could just say Black because Black means you could spread it around to everybody. Everybody did it. It's all of us. Nope, it ain't all of us. It's all of you. So now you see the fact that these people are crying and upset, family, but it was all love when you seen this right here. Oh, man, they couldn't stop it. They was running around here left and right, front and center, waving every single damn flag. You just seen the Super Bowl. How many people did you see out there waving every flag except for the American flag? Now you want to complain? No. Hold your own nationality nuts. Check this out.
But many people who are not Black don't have the comprehension and the racial knowledge to see what's going on. And so they stick with the narrative. Latino folks are being deported only. And that's not necessarily true. That's not true. That many groups of color are being deported. And the main numbers of groups are Black and brown people who are being deported. And many of the statistics include around Latino deportation, include Black Latinos, include Caribbeans, include Haitian and Dominican, right? Which are predominantly Black countries that may identify as Latino. And so when we're talking about this, the news is relying on your racial assumption of a country. But if you're American, you can't rely on a racial assumption of a country, because the racial assumption of our country is that everybody's white, and everyone is not white here.
Stop. Don't nobody think that, but y'all. Nobody thinks America is all white folks except for the people of color. I say it all the time, family. They don't like the fact that America's so great, but it's got black people's fingerprints on it, because the rest of this planet Earth thinks there's no possible way that black folks can create something so great. And this is why these folks are always saying all these tropes towards us. They think America is synonymous with white. I told y'all, we're the only people who does not view America as synonymous with white folks. They don't like that fact. So now they're sitting there thinking, wait a minute, to big up America means we got to big up black folks. You can't separate black Americans from America. The same way you cannot separate a mother and a father from the child. A mother and father created their child. We created America. So anytime you got to run to America, you got to jump to America, you got to skip to America, your ass got to big up black Americans. And you don't like that because you wish you only had to big up W's, because that's who you want to be. That's who you wish you were. But now you sitting there saying, damn, I got to come there. See, let me say this, fam, about a lot of these people of color. They don't like the fact that when you come here, you got to bow down to black Americans. Okay? Because in Latin America, they don't have to do that. It's the biggest rude awakening and culture clash that you'll ever see. The biggest rude awakening that you will ever find in life, family, and the biggest culture shock is that people come to America and they see a different breed of black folks, because the melanated folks where they're from, they can oppress them and brutalize them. Think about it. In Puerto Rico, they can do to melanated people what W's do to black people globally. In Mexico, they can do to melanated people what W folks do to melanated people globally. And when you come here to America, they say, I can't run a game on black folks like I do to the dark-skinned Puerto Rican. Nope. I can't hustle, con, and oppress the dark-skinned black folks in America like I do to the dark-skinned black folks in Cuba, Venezuela, or Mexico. Nope. When they deal with us, they deal with a whole different breed of people with darker complected skin. And that throws them off. And then they see we bold too. And we be talking. Then they see that when you start looking at history, they don't have none of the success that we got. Our historical success rubs all of these people upset and makes them mad and rubs them bad, because they know damn well they don't have it. They wish they did, but they ain't. So this is why people are so afraid, so upset with black Americans. I told you on today's broadcast, we was going to put an end to the black and browns, the people of color, and the minorities. All that stuff was wrapped up as soon as I pressed play. Done for. And this is why black Americans are on the mission that we're on right now. And we calling out everybody. And speaking of calling out everybody, let me show y'all this right here. Notice that she was talking about they nationalities. Why you got to put nationality, fam? Now there's a campaign to not say nationality anytime an immigrant does something. Just say black. That's the con game. And we, through delineation, shut it down. Watch this right here. Right after the Super Bowl, I didn't see nobody saying that this was divisive. Isn't this quite divisive right here, family? Look at this, brothers and sisters. Look at that. Look at these 6 players right there. And look how they all got their flags, family. Look at this. They all got the flags and they all representing where they from. How come that's okay? How come everybody can do that? Wait a minute, we got more. Wait a minute, now we in here. How about these individuals just deal with the fact that black Americans are shutting all that down and black Americans is calling it out for what it truly is? You're mad and you're upset because black Americans, we wave our own foundational black American flag, and you really want it to be you can do it, but we can't. That's what the world is really about, fam. The world is really about y'all can't do what we do, dictatorship. And this dictatorship that they've always tried to have over black Americans, we shutting all that down. Look at this. I got another one for you. Look at this one right here, fam. Look at this. Look at this. Dude pulled out the damn flag. And fam, don't we see this every year? Watch this. Yeah. You xenophobic. You a hate group. Why he ain't a hate group, fam? Look at this, fam. Look, all day. Yeah. Come on. nothing about America, only about your homeland. Why is it such a dreaded thing when Black Americans wave the flag? Why is it such a dreaded thing when Black Americans stand on business? You see right then and there exactly and precisely what we're talking about. Everybody can wave a flag. I thought it was good to wave the American flag. I thought it was good to represent America. You guys remember when Black folks were talking about all the injustices that were occurring to us with police brutality? Whenever we would call it out, they say, y'all un-American. It was always Black folks are un-American when we were talking about race. Now that we talk about lineage, they can't say nothing. So I'm going to say something that I've been saying. And this is a Black Alpha quote. Feel free to use it if you like. And that is, we all about lineage. What race got to do with it? What race got to do with this, family? We did the race thing. And when it was the race thing, it turned into all lives matter, Black lives matter, green lives matter, dog lives matter. It turned into everything matters when we was talking about race. It turned into reverse racism. It turned into why we got to talk about race. So now what I'm saying is what race got to do with it? Okay, y'all don't want to talk about race? I remember, how many of y'all remember when we were younger, they kept telling us, why you gotta be about race? Don't talk about race. Okay, cool. We ain't talking about race. Let's talk lineage. Then they're like, damn, can we talk about race again? But please, let's talk about race. I'll talk about race all day. I'm sorry back in the day about all that all lives matter stuff. Let's talk about race again. Nah, you had your chance to talk about race. So we're going to talk about lineage. And you can't hustle with the lineage. The lineage is clear cut. See, when in race, you could talk about the human race. Remember that one too? That was another one, y'all. That was line number 117. Well, what about the human race? There is one race, all are humans. Now we saying there's one lineage, FBA, all of us, all 50 million of us. So now what you gonna say? Nothing. So you see the difference now, family, when we start talking about lineage. Lineage is ruining the game. Let me just give you a quick synopsis of how it all plays out. Lineage disallows people from cosplaying us. It disallows people from cloaking themselves in our identity. It disallows people from putting the veil over our lineage and getting benefits, tangibles, and resources based upon it. Lineage disallows people from saying it's a black and white issue. We all the humans. Lineage is what's whooping everybody ass right now. Why? It's because it's specific, it's exclusive, it's direct, and this lineage is associated with the nation that everybody wants to run to. We have found our royal flush, y'all. Ain't no coming back from that. Always use lineage on them. Then I'm going to say this as well, in which I was speaking about the other day. We all talk about delineation, correct? But I want all my brothers and sisters listening right now to the sound of my voice. Every time you say delineation, I want you to say independent. Black Americans are an independent lineage. We're not a lineage associated with that group, that organization. No, we're independent. See, delineation is pushing people away and keeping outsiders on the outside. But why are you delineating? You're delineating for your what? Independence. On the 4th of July, what are we going to celebrate, family? America's what? On the 4th of July, we're going to celebrate America's independence. So if America's independent, all these nations are independent, people go to the United Nations as an independent sovereign nation, then we are independent. Independent ain't nothing new. Independent been here. It's just they don't want us to play the game. Black Americans today, we playing it just like everybody else. It's going to be fair or unfair, point blank, but it ain't going to be us on the outside. We are an independent lineage, and I want people to consistently say it. Just hollering out delineation all damn day long. What is the end game of delineation? It's independence. Delineation is telling everybody, I'm an independent lineage and you can't twist it. Now, mind you, family, when we say we're an independent lineage, you can't say that we're Democrats no more. Independent, cancel all that out. You can't attach us to the people of color no more. Clean all that up. You can't say black and brown coalition. How am I going to be a part of a coalition when I told you I'm independent? Independent, do it all. Delineation is phase one, and we're going to update the game. When I tell you I'm the number one activist, fam, it's not just because I sit here and go out to all these damn places and talk. Hell no. It's because we always are consistently strategizing to do something a lot of people don't talk about no more. It is to bring down the system of supremacy, to bring down anti-Black American hatred, and to bring in foundational Black American empowerment. That's always been the final game. And we the final boss. So shout out to everybody. Neely Fuller, Dr. Claude Anderson, all of them. They've been telling you from day one, family, when we delineate, separate, regulate, it's for independence. So we are an independent lineage. And delineation is just the tool of the independent lineage. And the lineage is foundational Black Americans. Checkmate, checkmate all day. You're going to get that when you rock it with the real. Then I've already used that, family. I had somebody say, well, aren't Black folks a part of like the Black and Brown coalition? I said, no, we're independent. He was like, oh, damn, ruined his little game. Then he said, well, I thought like there was a Black and Brown thing. No, Black Americans, we're independent. I was like, we're independent and sovereign just like nations are. Everybody on the planet is independent. Why are you thinking any less of us? Puerto Rico, independent. Mexico, independent. All these people are independent. They got, what did we say? Right here in America, they try to celebrate Mexican Independence Day. So you mean to tell me in America, they celebrate Mexican Independence Day. In America, we celebrate America's independence, but nobody wants to acknowledge us as independent? This is why we got power politically, because politically, we go now to the table as an independent voter bloc. Independence solves everything. They cannot lie on your name. They cannot throw dirt on your name. They cannot throw smut on your name. They cannot attach you or associate you with anybody as long as you say we are independent. Independent means, in my foundational Black American vernacular, me, myself, and I. And when it's me, myself, and I, you can't tie us into nobody. So this is how we're moving as foundational Black Americans. We are an independent, sovereign lineage. And delineation is proving it. And delineation has everybody crying. And family, when I tell everybody there's going to be a lick back and there's going to be some trouble in the hood, y'all look at that right there. Look at that right there, my good brothers and sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. Look at that right there, fam. They already have had a skyrocket increase in people who want to be down with ICE ever since the Bad Bunny performance. You see what I'm talking about? Them W's, oh, they going to get their lick back. I'm going to tell you that today, all Puerto Ricans running around here talking about, oh, Puerto Rico. Okay, Puerto Rico. And guess what? They're going to be out there getting all of your little buddies, and they're going to be rounding them all up. And I guarantee you, Puerto Rico ain't going to say nothing about that. I guarantee you, Puerto Rico ain't going to say nothing at all when them folks start rounding up all their little buddies. So basically, if you want to go there, basically, family, these individuals now have made the block hot for their amigos. All of your amigos done got the block hot. Oh, you ain't heard? That's how they operate in the system of supremacy. In the system of supremacy, they're not going to sit back and let you do what you want to do, how you want to do it. No. In the system of supremacy, they saying, go ahead, have your fun, talk what you want to talk, and I promise you, we going to get you. So now all of these ICE agencies and all of these different individuals are all being skyrocketed because they know damn well that them people see y'all all as Mexicans. And don't let none of these people wave these Latino flags because they don't like each other anyway. I told y'all, fam, they're trying to all Americans matter, okay? And we knew this was coming. This is why we make it crystal clear. It's foundational Black Americans, which is specific to the United States of America. What they've been trying to do to us, though, family, they've been trying to all Americans matter. So just anybody can be American. Hey, an American. They want to make it look like you can jump from Mexico, because technically that's America. You can go to Cuba, to the United States, technically. Puerto Rico, technically. They're trying to technicality themselves by all Americans matter. But everybody knows when you leave this hemisphere, nobody's thinking about America as a Mexican with a sombrero. Nobody's thinking about Puerto Rico. They don't even know what Puerto Rico is. Everybody knows when you leave, they don't say the United States. They say America with the assumption that you're talking about the United States, the big dog on the yard. That's what it is. So this is why these individuals have been out here crashing out, because now all them little Puerto Ricans talking all that stuff. I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. Puerto Ricans going to wave that damn Puerto Rican flag all damn day long. And then when ICE run up on them, they're going to say, I'm a territory. But that Mexican ain't. This is why we know that they got a hell of a lot of fuel and conflict amongst themselves. Conflict in which has nothing to do with us, you know, because we're independent. Look at this right here, family. This is what we're talking about. Everybody don't have to like Bad Bunny, and everybody's saying it. And they're only saying it because we've been saying it. So for the 100th time, we run the yard. Watch this.
All the Puerto Ricans in the comment section on IG mad at me because I said, why are they so mad? Everybody is not a fan of Bad Bunny. Like, why do y'all think everybody has to like Bad Bunny? Like, it makes no sense. And then throwing up Puerto Rican flags. Like, okay, we get it. Like, but y'all are in black blogs throwing up your Puerto Rican flags. Like, every person in Puerto Rico is not black or Afro. And it's okay if people are saying they're not going to watch the halftime performance because they don't understand what he's saying. Everybody don't know Spanish. That's like a Korean artist coming through, speaking their Korean language, performing. Majority of people is going to click off of it if they don't understand that language. They might listen to it for like a minute, but they're going to click off of it because it's not familiar and they can't understand what the person is saying. So I feel like a lot of the Puerto Ricans, they need to really like pipe it down. It's not that deep. Like if somebody's sitting like Bad Bunny, nobody's going to like every artist that comes out. And if they don't speak English and the person that's watching it is English speaking person, if they don't want to watch it, it's okay. All y'all gonna be tuned in, so that's all that should matter. Like thinking somebody's being funny or racist because they're saying they're not gonna watch it is insane. So why all the Puerto Ricans in the
family? I have some ABK news for y'all. First off, you know we the hottest thing in the world, family. We've been on here cooking for 3.5 hours, and we still got 3,000 people in here. A lot of folks can't get to just 2. Y'all look at this, fam. Y'all ready for some ABK breaking news, family? ABK breaking news just came across my timeline, and I want to share it with my foundational Black American family tree. I really want to talk about something, family. Let me show y'all, my good brothers and sisters, what I am gloating about. Remember how we said that the dominant society want to get their lick back? Remember how I said the dominant society out here and they trying us? You feel me? And we said, we know the system of supremacy. That's it, fam. We know how the system of supremacy works. They don't. That's why they always victim of the system of supremacy. All right, family. Without further ado, I told y'all they was going to get their lick back. And I said earlier today, I said, there's going to be a W congressman or a senator that's going to want to start investigating Bad Bunny because y'all was running around here Latinoing it up, throwing the Latino flag in the sky, disrespecting America, speaking all types of Spanish and not America. You seen Megyn Kelly talking about meatloaf and fried chicken. Them W's want they lick back, fam. In ABK news for today, GOP congressman calls for probe of Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance. Damn, that happened quick, and life comes at you fast. You thought you was gonna dance around and prance around and all of that, and them W's wasn't gonna come see about you. And trust me, if that happened within 24 hours, what you think 48 hours gonna be? 72 hours, 1 week, 1 month. You have officially been put on the Mayo hit list. And them folks ain't playing. Kid Rock, Dr. Phil, Tom Homan gonna be kicking your doors down. Next, they're going to be talking about defunding Puerto Rico, which they already talk about. Next, they're going to be talking about rounding them up and cutting them off. No foreign aid, an S-hole country. Go back home. There you go. And you want to know the irony, brothers and sisters? When I was just getting this news, on the top of the screen, they have a little story about a guy named who? Michael Jackson. Michaeljackson. So in this US Today article talking about the W's coming after the Latinos, and Mike Jackson's just up there on top moonwalking saying, I was the greatest artist of all time when I was walking your earth, and I am still the greatest of all time when I'm not on your earth, but I'm watching. Checkmate, family. You know damn well we run everything. They know we run everything. And the irony is crazy. The irony is bold. You thought you was Michael Jackson? You thought you was Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson sitting there like, bam. No, you ain't. That's how the ancestors work, and that's how it all break down, family. These individuals can't see us. They only want to be us, family. They want to flee to our homeland. They want to talk like, walk like this FBA certified. And hell no. Somebody said he. I was going to do that, but my voice can't get that high. So I'm going to take that he in the chat and apply it, family. Michael Jackson said he, and my name is right there on top. Remember when the plantations was burning and everybody was taking the pictures and they was looking and seeing little pictures and little silhouettes in there? That was right there Michael Jackson saying, he, moonwalking on your ass and saying, hey, it is what it is, and it's a thriller. Look at this, family. That ain't the only thing that we've been out here highlighting and breaking down that these individuals think they slick back, but they not. Let me show this and pull this up, fam. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Certified salute up above. And I will be there to watch the movie. Look at this, fam. That's crazy, boy. Mike Jack done pulled up, boy. We done went through and we done got us a Michael Jackson appearance up in here. Ain't that something? Ain't that crazy? Look at this, my good brothers and sisters. Black Alpha is going to show you something that confirms what we had already suspected earlier. By the way, I had no idea that was going to happen. A damn congressman already came out and was talking about, hey, let's get, I already know what that is. And the reason why I said that is because remember, fam, they were already out here, all the Congress people, and they was talking about, man, we need to go ahead and start this little institution and bring down all these damn people. It's funny how, y'all, it's funny how these people tell these lies. Let me show y'all one of the lies that these people tell. And it's a very, very exclusive lie. Yeah, damn. Shout out to Mike. You going to be there too, fam? Hell yeah. We probably do a breakdown on the broadcast, man. Have a great one and everybody can talk. We talk about our favorite Michael Jackson songs and just do what we do as a family, man. Love on each other. Watch this. Look at it. Family, what's strange here with what you see on your screen? Family, what's going on here? Wait now. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Something ain't adding up. Look at this. How do you get that? And then you get this. How do you get this? And then you get that. Somebody explain to me. Look at this right here, fam. These numbers are coming in, and it says Bad Bunny officially the 4th most watched halftime show. Whoa. Bad Bunny got 1.28 million. Bad Bunny is behind Usher, Michael Jackson, and Kendrick Lamar. But they were telling us that all of this 24 hours after the performance, he was number one. That don't look like number one. And if you rewind this for everybody, go to the beginning of this broadcast, and the very first thing I asked to the family was, do you believe that Bad Bunny really had the all-time greatest performance like they were telling us? I see you in the chat. You said, I told you. Shout out to you, family. Shout out to you. Yes, our brothers and sisters in the chat eloquently stated, we don't believe them. We think they lying. We don't trust nothing that these individuals are trying to say because these individuals have the propensity to lie. So all of that stuff about Michael Jackson and beating Mike and beating Kendrick and all of the above, now I'm looking and saying, you ain't beat a goddamn thing. Matter of fact, you need to beat it. How about that one? You need to go ahead and you need to beat it because you ain't winning nothing and you never were. So family, they done went to the drawing board, came up with this lie, tried to tell Black Americans that Bad Bunny had won, knowing damn well that the Nielsen ratings for television very rarely come out immediately. They come out way the hell after. But now we're seeing real numbers come out, and the real numbers is saying hell to the no. The real numbers are saying you lying. The real numbers are saying Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson, and Usher were number one before your damn performance, and they will be number one after your damn performance. In other words, in translation, your ass was lying and your ass got caught. And by the way, family, I had already seen people come out and say that premeditatedly they were going to push this lie on us. And I also seen people saying that the original estimates were 27 million. If you do not believe me, family, I'm going to show you a post that I had already seen from 2 days ago. And the numbers that I'm seeing from 2 days ago match identically to what you're seeing right there. You weren't really number one. You was capping. So family, the Grammys, Shabusi wins the Grammy, starts talking about immigrants. Bad Bunny has a performance that we know half of America didn't even watch. Fam, if Black Americans, and we've confirmed, all say we didn't watch it, you know W's didn't watch it, how the hell they get that much viewership? Them numbers was looking real funny in the light. And the craziest thing is, fam, just yesterday, I seen somebody on Twitter and they pointed out this. And let me show y'all what this says. Look at this, fam. This right here is the estimate from 2 days ago, what they were saying about the Bad Bunny performance. And I want y'all to see it here and look at it now. Early reports estimate Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance halftime show at 35.4 million viewers, which could break the previous record of 127 million if confirmed. Official Nelson ratings not released yet. Family, if the official Nelson ratings were not released yet, they were already trying to pump it up to 135 million 2 days ago. Then how the hell did it turn into 148 million? They didn't even project you to crack 36. So, again, certified foundational Black Americans have dissected, destroyed, broke down, battered, bruised all of your people of color lies, Black and brown no elision lies, and minority lies. And it all goes back to this right here. In foundational Black American History Month, family, we out here dishing out the L's and they out here receiving them. If you already know, you already know. Your ass was lying. It was never about none of that. You got exposed and these people ran to come up with them numbers. They try to put out all those numbers and they know them numbers weren't going to exist and those numbers weren't going to make it happen. But since we done went through all of these people, fam, and we know exactly who they are and you got caught in the lie, we win. Ha ha. Shout out to us. Damn y'all. Let me show y'all something as well. This is exactly what I want to show y'all, my great brothers and sisters. And this is exactly to our point. And this is exactly what we mean. I mean, damn, fam, how many times we going to keep winning, man? You know what I'm saying? We just keep winning and winning and winning. They keep throwing things out there, fam, and foundational Black Americans keep shutting it down. What they going to do? Nothing. Fam, let me show y'all what it's really hitting for. And y'all going to rock with me, and I know my certified family's going to rock because we in here heavy tonight. Let me show y'all what they don't want to talk about, who they don't want to talk about, and all this mentioning of all these people and all these things that are being said. But the main thing nobody really is highlighting is what matters the most. Family, Bad Bunny ain't got to worry about Chris Brown. Bad Bunny ain't got to worry about Michael Jackson. You know damn well you better stay away from Michael Jackson. You better stop talking about Usher. What Bad Bunny need to worry about is this right here. You're looking at, in my opinion, the best Super Bowl performance of all time. Before you start jumping all the way up there to Michael Jackson, you better worry about Prince. Notice, y'all, the person whose name has been absent from this whole conversation is that gentleman right there. Notice they ain't bringing up Prince, y'all. They've been ducking and dodging Prince. Ain't nobody brought up Purple Rain in the Rain. The man sang Purple Rain in the Rain. He played 4 electrical guitars. The man shut it down, bowed down to the audience, and that is considered the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time. If you feel it's Michael Jackson, gravy. If you feel it's Prince, gravy. But I tell you what, you still ain't left foundational Black America. Let me tell you something, fam. If you talk about Prince and you talk about Michael Jackson, not only have you not left Black America, you ain't even left the Midwest yet. Talk to me right now. You ain't even left one region of this MF. So can't no people of color, no Black and brown, can't no minority, can't no Democrat, no Republican, no liberal, no conservative, ain't no damn alien gonna tell us about how to rock the crowd. We started this. What you talking about? Sit your ass down and stay down. Checkmate, partner. Certified salute to Prince. Certified salute to Mike Jack. Certified salute to the whole foundational Black American lineage. Those of yesterday, those of tomorrow, and those of today. Right here on this beautiful certified foundational Black American History Month, we represent to the fullest. You ain't got no purple rains, so you can go ahead and sit down. So if you ain't talking that talk and walking that walk, then you can't speak to me. You already know. Absolutely. Rest in peace to our icons. Rest in peace to our legends. Rest in peace to our family, y'all. You got to love it. You got to love it. You got to love it. Much love and respect to the whole foundational Black American lineage, boy. Yes, I see y'all lighting up the chat. Look at all that purple. Look at all that purple, family. I told you, before you even start mentioning Usher, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, or Prince, you got to get your weight up. And let me tell you something. There ain't enough weight on the planet Earth. You can live to be 3 million years old. You ain't going to get the Prince or Michael Jackson on a bad day, because they bad days was still phenomenal days. And before you start talking about who had this, who had that, what's the best song, be honest with you, they not even saying what's the best. They're saying who's the best. They telling us. And we done showed the numbers ain't real. I showed y'all Nelson and Gronk had said it 2 days before that he wouldn't crack 40 million. I showed you now. Then the numbers just came out 4 hours ago, the real numbers, and they're telling you he didn't crack nothing. We have went down the line. We've exposed the numbers. We exposed the frauds. We exposed the people of color. We exposed the Black and Brown Coalition, and we did it all in one broadcast, family. FBA for the win again. And remember, before you start talking about the halftime performance, and whenever you start talking about who the greatest of the great is, the greatest of the great is all within foundational Black America. And if you're talking about Prince and Michael Jackson, you ain't even left the Midwest yet. You ain't even got to the South. You ain't even got to the East Coast. You ain't even got to the West Coast. You can't even beat Minnesota and Indiana. So you know you can't beat certified foundational Black Americans for the win. But guess what, fam? That's what we always do. We used to it. Better get used to it. Certified salute. Family, I love y'all with a passion, certified all the damn time. You already know how we go. You know we run it. I'm feeling all the purple in the chat, man. I'm feeling the purple in the chat. I told you the ancestors was in this broadcast, fam. The ancestors been watching over us this whole broadcast and just reaffirming what we've already known, fam. We always gonna be here, and we always gonna dominate while we here, and everybody always gonna watch us, family. This is just what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Foundational Black Americans, we dishing out them TKOs, them tether knockouts. You know what I'm saying? And they hurting, they wobbling, they broke, they battered. We strong, we beautiful. They thought they was going to have that and run all that propaganda and then run to the internet, and they didn't think Black Alpha was going to respond, and they didn't think I was going to have 3,000 plus people in the video. Right now, this broadcast is already over 20,000 views, family, and I ain't even stopped it yet. You thought Black Alpha wasn't going to respond? You thought the certifieds weren't going to be in here? Damn. Well, you thought wrong. Because, family, let me tell you something about us. When one Black American is in trouble, we all come. When one foundational Black American needs help, we're all there. We don't discriminate. We don't hate. We don't have colorism. We don't point the finger at each other. We hold each other down. So for everybody out there, from the Grammys to the Super Bowl or whatever bullshit they pull next, just know we're going to be ready for you. And we're going to go live. And we're going to have thousands of certifieds up in here. And we're going to G-check you in the process. And what it is with G-checking, fam, there ain't 2 G-checks. There's only one. Because after that first one, your ass don't come back no more. And this is why, family, we done went down the list. And notice, none of them have ever came back. Essence Festival, gone. Fat Joe, gone. Busta Rhymes, gone. Family, them are just the ones I named. You add 1 million more people, family, and we got time. Because foundational Black Americans, we run America. Foundational Black Americans, we are America. We are Americans, and we are America. And nobody can say a damn thing about it. And when you see all my beautiful foundational Black American women on the front line holding it down, and you see all my certified foundational Black American brothers holding it down, that right there is the whole FBA family tree. And throughout all of these people coming at us with all these games, family, and we've been breaking it down on the front line time to time, doesn't it always end this way? Doesn't it always end with all of us having a conversation, all of us breaking it down, all of us putting out that FBA energy, and even Michael Jackson's spirit popped up in this broadcast. And if you got Mike Jack and you got Prince, family, you got it all. And if you a foundational Black American, you got it made. And family, we got it made. Certified salute to the team, man. Love y'all with a passion. I will see y'all again this week, man. Y'all stay tapped in. Everybody, smash the like button while you in here on the way out. Make sure you smash that like button, fam. Smash the like button 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Just know, man, we out here and we winning, man. Certified, 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 certified. I love all you guys. Remember, people be hating, but they always hate on us together. And I'd rather be hated on together. That means we riding together. Remember, y'all, a family that regulates together is a family that stays together, y'all. So foundational Black American, we thicker than thieves. Let's go. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay vigilant. And I want my whole certified foundational Black American family to know one thing for certain. I love y'all with a passion. Can't nothing stop us, y'all. We are the best of the best, and to the rest, there ain't no contest. That is how we moving in this era, in this time frame, and we shutting down everybody else in the process, okay? So subscribe to the Black Alpha Network if you ain't already, all right? Make sure you leave your city, hood, state, region, comment. If you see somebody off code troll, check them. But just know, we're going to be right back here doing our FBA thing because the world belongs to us, and it always has, man. Black Alpha, your brother, love you. Certified salute to the team. Much love and respect. Y'all stay good. I'm going to see y'all on the other side of the other side of the other side. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. And I'm going to say something they don't say because we the only real black people in the world, man. And black is beautiful, and beautiful is always black. Up to the sky. Tupac, let them know who we are and bring us home, brother. Peace out.
I don't care what y'all think. If you whatever the fuck you think you are. And until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? And we out here dying. We thugs and we niggas.